Hey. Trevor here with Carrot. Getting rolling on today's training. And let's see, just launched this YouTube Live. So hopefully all the technology is working just fine. You guys should be able to see a chat box in the bottom right, somewhere in the bottom right of the page that you're watching on. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you go over to the actual webinar play page. That's where you can engage. You can see the live chat box, all of that awesome stuff. So head over, pop through the chat box. Let me one second. I can't do two things at one time. So 1 second here. Let me pop over here to the webinar chat box. Looks like we are good. Yep, so we're good. Cool. A couple people are asking, hey, is this starting right now? Looks like it. Yep, we're all good to go. Cool. Adam, what's up, man? Adam says you can hear me and see me. Cool. Awesome. Looks like a bunch of people can hear me and see me. I was just going to ask that question. You guys are really quick. I was going to say pop through a double yes if you can see me, hear me. And beautiful. Thank you guys for the patience who were a couple minutes late on this. I had a little technical snafu, as sometimes happens with things like this. So appreciate y'all being patient. And just give me 30 seconds here. Grab a glass of water, shut off your Facebook, shut off your Instagram, turn Farmville off, whatever it is you've got on right now that could be distracting. Please shut those off, because if you're investing this time to grow your business, I really want you investing that time focused. I want you to make sure that you're giving yourself the time, the space, the energy, and also the focus, so you can really invest this time and use it wisely. There's been so many times where I've just kind of vegged out on a training or on a live event or something like that, and I get done with them, I go, man, I put in all that time to do it, but I really don't remember what I'm supposed to execute from it. So I want you to not be a librarian on this. I want you to not just catalog information and walk away. I want you to actually take the information, and you're going to have at least 1, 2, 3 different things you can apply today to grow your business and grow your leads. You're gonna be able to get more consistency, more predictability, and more momentum with your lead flow. We're gonna walk you through how other investors are doing it. But before we dive in, before I get my face off the screen to show you my slides, pop through the questions box really quick, where you guys are calling in from, and also let me know why you're on this call. Kylie, what's up, dude? Let me know why you are on this call, okay? Are you on this call to scale up your leads? Or are you on this call to get your first leads? Kind of let me know where you are in your journey so I can really tailor parts of this to you guys, okay? I know there's gonna be a lot of experienced investors on here. There's probably gonna be some people who are Carrot clients on here. There's probably gonna be a lot of people who aren't. And the cool thing is you don't have to be a Carrot client and able to get tons of value in the action plan here. Carrot just kind of helps make it a little bit easier, a lot of it easier, okay? So pop through where you're calling in from and let me know why you are on this call. Why are you investing this time? Because you got to treat your time like money. So if you value your time at $100 an hour, why are you investing this $100 or $200 in your time to come on here? Okay. Well, if your time's worth $1,000 an hour, why are you investing this $1,000 to $2,000 to come here and do it? So let's read through these things. We've got cool. I'm here to increase quality of leads. Sweet quality of leads. This is definitely going to tackle that in a big way. Let's see. It says, how do you join the webinar? I'm currently watching from Facebook Live through the following link. Yeah, so if you're watching my video and you're on that page, you just click the button and you should be playing it. Click the play button and you should be good to go. There we go. Shoot, we're good there. Okay, cool. Los Angeles, Atlanta, all kinds of different places. I love it. Let's see. Kenneth says, doing deals on my own, trying to get website producing. I need 2 deals a month. Awesome. From the website. Cool. We're going to show you how to do that. Calling in from Charlotte. Want to learn how to scale the business. Sweet. We're going to show some examples and case studies in here where people just did that. You know, they were in business for 20 plus years and they finally learned how to scale the business through their web leads. North Carolina, in multiple markets. Need to get better leads. Cool. Fred Helm, what's up, man? Louisville, Kentucky, getting sparse leads. Want to get more consistency. Sweet. Agreed. Quality leads. Okay, there's a ton of stuff in here. There's awesome stuff. Cool. Cleveland had my site for a while and I want to get it online or get marketing, get it growing. Cool. What's up? What's up? You're not logged into your Carrot account, but you're from Washington, so I can't see your name. It says I'm a new Carrot client looking to get my first online leads from Brownsville, Texas, and Tacoma, Washington. Beautiful. We'll walk you through the exact path there. So I'm not going to go through and read all these. There's a ton of awesome stuff in here. Some newer investors, some experienced investors. Scottsdale, what's up, man? Looking to grow fast. Hey, Jim. Want to join the live webinar? You should be in the right spot. Craig from Houston. There's so much stuff coming here. I love this stuff. All right. So I'm going to stop answering those things right now because we'll be on here for 3 hours doing that. But people from all over the country, big cities, small cities, newer people, experienced people, but everyone's here to really scale their business. Everyone's really here to scale things up. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to help you guys do that. And before I show my slides, I'm going to log in and do something really fast. I'm going to actually log into my Carrot account so we can go through and do some demo stuff. And if you are a Carrot customer, you're going to be able to get some really cool stuff. If you're not a Carrot customer, you're going to see a cool short demo at the end to see if this can really streamline the process for you. Because what we've been working on here at Carrot for the past 3, 4, 5 years almost is really codifying the process. Number one, like what is the process that can predictably, consistently scale up leads and increase the quality, whether you're a newer investor or the biggest person. And then also next, how can we make that easier? And then next, how can we make it so it's available and ready for people? Now, this call, you don't have to be a Carrot customer to make this work. That's the cool thing about it. But for those of you who are Carrot customers, you're going to be able to see some tips on how to really nail it. Okay, a couple of people are asking about a recording of it. Our aim is to always have a recording. And as technology does, sometimes we have had some times where it doesn't work. Okay, so make sure that you block off the time and you're here and you're making sure that you're really investing in, your time into this wisely. If you've got to go, Jet, like I said, we do aim on having a recording. You should be getting an email on it in the next day or two, but sometimes they don't work, and I don't want to have you miss out. All right, so I'm going to share my screen right now. Awesome. Someone says, thank you for doing this, webinar. I'm in Los Angeles and very competitive. I had my site for a little bit more of a month. Okay, cool. Yeah, been using PPC, looking to grow naturally in a competitive market. I love it. So that's exactly why we're here. Cool. I'm going to share my slides if you guys don't mind. And we're going to dive in, kind of do this a little bit case study style, but also we're just going to dive in and really just teach. Okay, there's going to be a framework here. There's definitely going to be a framework, but we're just going to teach. And hopefully you guys don't mind me diving in and teaching. I'll show a demo and show how Carrot customers can execute the same thing towards the end. And for those of you who want to join Carrot and make things easier, awesome. There will be a way for you to do that towards the end of the call. I'll just be upfront right now and just let you know about that. And it's going to be an offer we've never had before, which is pretty sweet. But let's dive into the training now, and let's just get that out of the way. And I'm insanely excited to dive into this because we've tweaked the heck out of this training and added more framework to it. And I'm really, really excited. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and present. You guys should be able to see my screen now. Let me exit full screen mode because that is way too big. And let's do it a different way. Presenter view. There we go. We got it now. All right. Can you guys see my slides now? I'm going to stand up with my stand-up desk here because I have to move around and talk when I'm doing these things, especially when I'm doing it for quite some time. So we're going to be taking Q&A at the end of this call. And save your questions for the end if you could, or if you have a question that's relevant for something we're talking about in there, go ahead and pop it through, but we're probably not going to actually take the questions until the end, just so we can get this through. Okay, so what we're diving into today is a training on really how we're profiling some of our investor clients and how collectively they do well over 100 deals a year. One of the clients actually does almost 100 deals himself, and then one of the other ones we actually had at our Carrot Camp recently. So we have an event here at Carrot HQ. We're doing it twice this year. We want to do it 3 or 4 times next year, but it's called Carrot Camp, and it's 2.5 days awesomeness. You come here in our office. It's a mastermind with this year it'll be 15 max high-end investors, all people making at least over 100,000 a year, but many of them were making over $1 million a year at this last one. We mastermind, we execute for and with you. My team is here, and then we get you outside. We get you up into the mountains by the river, and we help you disconnect. And it's an amazing 2.5 days. But one of those clients, Brian Rockwell, was here sharing at Carrot Camp, and we've really been following his journey for the past 1.5 years with Carrot. So we're going to weave in part of how he's grown and scaled in a really competitive market as well. So we're going to break down their exact strategies that you can copy and turn into consistent leads for your real estate business, whether you're a real estate investor or whether you're a real estate agent. And the cool thing about it is this isn't theory. There's a lot of people out there that say, hey, this works, and they use one case study, their own, or they have 4 clients, or whatever it is. They do it from one market. The thing is, markets are different. Okay, markets are different. What works in one market doesn't always work in another market. And you have to be really, really, really careful when you're following people's advice to know, is this repeatable? Have they tried it in a bunch of different markets? Is this something that, one second, some other people asking how to get in the webinar. If you're on this page, just click the video and it should start playing. There we go. Hopefully that helps you there. Cool. So this is all different markets all around the country, even some up in Canada, even some in the UK. So we have South Africans crushing it, wholesaling and flipping houses with Carrot right now. If you were to Google South African motivated house seller phrases, you find 2 or 3 Carrot customers down there doing really, really well. So this isn't theory. This is backed by well over 1 million leads, almost 2 million leads when you include phone call leads. And we're going to be showing you guys the framework and the process that predictably works every single time that someone executes it when they actually do what we say. Okay, now that's the variable. Is a lot of people don't do what we say. A lot of people do parts of it. They do this, they do that, they undercommit. They have a mindset issue they need to get through. They say, I tried it, but they didn't really, really calculate their budget correctly the way that we teach. So what we're teaching is the exact framework that when you do this framework, it works, okay? And this right here is one of the results. So I took a screenshot actually this morning from one of our clients' lead managers, and I blurred out all the sensitive information because this is literally from like today. So those leads that say an hour ago, 15 hours ago, 18 hours ago, 3 days ago, that was taken this morning. And that doesn't include any of the phone call leads. There's more leads that came in from that. But you see some from Google search and some direct and some AdWords and Bing and things like that. This person applied everything that we did. Everything that we taught, this exact framework that we're going to teach today, they applied it and they're crushing it right now. That client is Brian Rockwell. And Brian came on a Carrot cast with me, probably 5, 6, 7 months ago. I want to get him back on a Carrot cast. After we had him out here at Carrot Camp, he shared his update since then. And I got this text message actually in December of last year. Okay, so December of last year, his very first year investing in real estate. And I can't say that this is repeatable or normal, y'all. I would love to say that this is the normal thing. But Brian told me on that podcast, he said, man, I treated this like a college course. I put my head down. I treated this like I was going to college, not like I was dabbling in it, not like I was going to try. He's like, I knew you guys pull results, and I treated it like a college course, and I did it. And we're going to show you exactly what he executed and did. But he says, here's the gross numbers. I started using Carrot mid to late February 2017, started closing deals in March. So these numbers in March through November, $611,681. Correction, I started my pay-per-click in February. I started using Carrot in December or January. He ended the year about $650,000 in gross revenue. Profit was about half of that. We're going to be guiding into partly how he did that and how you guys can do the same thing. Here's Tyler Ford, another client of ours. He's been in real estate for decades. So Brian was a newer guy. Tyler's been in it for decades. And I did a Carrot cast with him as well recently. I've done 2 with him now. I did an update call recently. So if you haven't listened to Tyler's update call, go to carrotcast.com and find the latest one with Tyler Ford where he walks through his update. Okay, so he did a really cool update with us. But basically, Tyler had been in real estate for 20 plus years. He was going to give up on his business in January of 2017 because, as we're going to show in a little bit, he had one of his contractors run off with $25K. He was just struggling to get consistent leads. A big competitor came into the market, and some of his leads were drying up. And he was already ranking decently well in Google in his market in Tucson, but then he did the research and moved over to Carrot. So I get emails from Tyler all the time. I literally got one this morning of new deals that he closed, but this one came in a little bit ago. He says, hey, Trevor, attached to my latest Carrot deal I bought and wholesale, proof is attached. I bought a 4-plex for X, sold it for X, about $70K more. 700,000 or 7.5K in fix-up costs in 45 days over a $50,000 profit. Now I get these all the time, and I just got this one from him a couple weeks ago. So says Tyler Ford, actually, yeah. So he says, hey, this is Tyler. Hey, Trevor, keep the podcast coming. He was always hitting me up with ideas for podcasts, how to make our product better. He says, out on a bike ride and listen to podcasts, here's some suggestions. Then PS, wholesaling 4 deals this month that were Carrot leads for a total profit of around 50K. So what we want to do is we helped him turn around from almost giving up in his real estate career after 20 years because of inconsistency, because big competitors came and started swallowing up a lot of his leads, because he wasn't getting high profits anymore and he was kind of down and out, where we helped him add consistency to his business now. And this he sent me later. He sent me this as well. He said, hey, Trevor, we have moved from about 1 in 25 leads to 1 in 18 leads over the last month. We're going to show you guys in this presentation how you can do that. So the month's going strong. Last thing on Tyler, because once again, we're taking Tyler, Brian, and another client. We're showing you the process that they went through to gain this consistency and predictability, okay? To gain this consistency and predictability. So go to the Carrot cast and look up this one. It's called After 20 Years, Tyler was going to give up real estate until he made these 3 changes. We're going to talk about those 3 changes in this call. But then on the podcast, he said, my goal for the year, this year, was $200,000 in profits. And I've already almost passed that in the first quarter of the year. You were right when you said I wasn't thinking big enough. The reason he's almost past that, he's well past it now, is because he finally has consistency, predictability, momentum. A year ago, he didn't have any of those. Okay, so really the key is building that consistent, predictable, momentum building lead flow. And I'm going to break down the three-part process that we taught Tyler, that we taught Brian. We've taught tons of people, and the people that execute this process get great results. They've implemented it to go from inconsistent leads and deals to the consistency that helps them have more freedom, flexibility, finances, impact that we all want as entrepreneurs. Okay, so the disclaimer here is this. No guarantees of your success with this, y'all. Okay, no guarantees at all. I would love to guarantee it, but there's a lot of variables, right? There's your market size, your ability to execute this, or your ability to hire this out. There's your stick-to-itiveness. Are you someone who's going to put your head down like Brian did and just work with no excuses to make it happen? Okay, so there's no guarantees, but I can show you what happened to other people. At first, I just wanted to really get a couple leads and turn it into revenue for me personally. Okay, so we're going to go through my journey first, and we're going to break down how we develop this process, now other people are executing it. But for me, at first, that picture on the right side of the screen was my very first real estate website. Okay, that was my very first real estate website from back in 2005 and 6. And I built that thing on, I think it was, it was on a hosting account that I was using. It might have been HostGator, but I think it was on HostGator or GoDaddy's website builder tool. And that was the first mistake that I made, was I said, well, shoot, here's a simple website builder tool. I'm just gonna use it and kind of emulate what other people are doing. So that was my first website right there. And I just want to get a couple leads and turn it into revenue. And what I want to do for you guys is I want to through this call, I want to go through a scenario. A lot of you guys are probably similar to this example right here, where you're going, okay, I want to make $200,000 this year, or I want to make $100,000 this year, or maybe you want to make $1 million this year, wherever you are in your business. At the last Carrot Camp, Brad Chandler, one of the largest home buyers in the country, he does 20 to 30 deals a month. His goals would be different, right? Dustin from Salt Lake City, he was at the last Carrot Camp as well. They'll do about $2.5 million in wholesale profits this year. Okay, his goals are going to be a little bit different. So it doesn't matter where you are in your journey. Pick your goal. I'm going to use during this call the example of $200,000 a year. If we break it down now using some good assumptions, that'd only be about 20 deals at $10,000 profit per deal. So that's about 1.6 deals per month. I think every single person on this call can agree that 1.6 deals per month is really achievable. Like once you get the process, once you get that consistency and predictability, 1.6 deals per month is really, really achievable, right? So if you close 1 in 15 leads into a deal, which is about average that we see clients doing with the method I'm going to teach, that's the assumption we're going to use. And that's only 22 leads per month. So like, who on this call can scratch together 22 leads per month? Okay, even if you're beginning, you can do that. You just need a path. You need a process. You need something to model so you can have a path to really make it work. Okay, so we're going to be using this example to show you how to get to 200K a year, or if your goal is bigger or smaller, adjust it. But those numbers are still very accurate. Okay, 1 in 15 leads on average from our clients turn into a deal based on the way we do it. That's only about 22 leads per month in order to close 20 deals at a 10K a month profit, or $10,000 per deal profit. Okay, so our clients right now generate over 42,000 leads per month. That doesn't include phone call leads. You can probably double that number when you include phone call leads. So you can kind of add those numbers up. Add those numbers up. That's a lot of deals our clients are pulling right now. We want you guys to do the same thing in this call. So who am I? I'm the CEO of a company called Carrot, and we have a growing team now. We're over 20 employees here at Carrot now. We're so insanely grateful for the opportunity that we have to really amplify you guys as leaders and really be that beacon of positivity and possibility in our community while we're helping you get where you want to go financially and with your business. Okay, so we have a great team around me. And while I'm kind of the guy on this call, I'm the guy that is usually up there out front. It's our team that really does the work. They're the ones that are really making Carrot what it is. So I just want to throw a bunch of love to our team. Our team is even bigger than when that picture was taken. And you guys have probably talked with many people in that picture right there. So we're insanely grateful. And because of the results we've been pulling for our clients, just shoot a few weeks ago, if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you probably saw some pictures from this, but we were recently awarded as the 19th fastest growing company in Oregon, which is amazing. We're so grateful for that. Not because it's cool hey, we're growing fast. It's because we're growing fast because direct result of our clients growing fast. You guys get results, tell other people about Carrot, therefore we grow fast. But the thing is, the exact ways that we are growing our company is the exact same thing that I'm going to be teaching you on this call. So it works for real estate investors, real estate agents, software company, doesn't matter. Okay, so my goal in this call is to really simplify the entire process. If you're already full-time, I want to show you how to simplify the process while making you more money. So how do you scale up, right? If you're just part-time right now, I want to show you how you can go full-time by gaining that consistency and predictability in your lead flow. That's probably the only thing holding you back right now, is you need consistency and predictability to go full-time. And if you're new and you're serious, like I want to emphasize that big time, you've got to be serious about this. I talk to so many people who say that they're serious and they're not by their actions. They have this call and then they go jump on another webinar tomorrow and they don't execute this, okay? If you're serious about this, do what Brian did, and I'm gonna walk you through that. Put your head down, execute it, and treat it like a college course. And you gotta work, okay? Great things come through hard work usually, okay? So if you're serious, I wanna show you how to get your first seller or buyer leads today, literally, all right? So kind of going back to my story. Way back in 2005-06, I hacked together my first website. It's probably very similar to the journey and story of you guys. I found the cheapest, simplest, quickest way to get a website online. I'm thinking all websites are the same. And then I went around and looked at my competitors and I said, okay, what is it that they have on their websites I need to put on mine? So I eventually had like a lot of stuff on there. Buyer stuff, seller stuff, lease to own stuff, all kinds of things like that. And over the time, you know, I found that this worked. Like I was getting some leads. So I thought, man, this thing is working for me. But a mentor of mine then came to me. He said, hey, well, if you do these things, the website will work way better. I'm like, well, it's already getting some leads. It's already working. He goes, well, these are some fundamental flaws in the way your website's set up that's preventing you from getting more leads. How much money are you losing because of that? And that one thing set off this journey for me in that 2007, 2008, 2009 on range where I said, okay, if he's saying that I can tweak some things in my website to make it perform better, I want to find out what those things are. So I went on this journey where I started adding tracking codes on there. I'm going, okay, I don't really know how people are getting on my website and what's happening with them. And I wanted to learn more about how people interacted with the website. Okay, and I started doing that same thing for other clients of mine. I started a consulting business at that time. I'm like, I want to learn how people are interacting with websites, what makes them work. I also learned what Google hates and likes. And I did that through trial and error through years of it. Where as I was writing content and creating things and trying to get them to rank well in Google, I found some things that worked insanely well, and I found things that didn't work well at all. And I even took advice from people where they said, do this, I did it, and I ended up getting penalized 3 years later because they were doing really short-term hacks and tricks that weren't in Google's best interest long-term. Those are things Google look the other way at today, but they hate over the long term, and they'll sniff it out. We found what those things were, and we started to bake those into my websites as well, and clients we had. Probably the thing I was the most excited about, and I still do this a lot, and this is like the foundation of what makes Carrot, is we really study human performance, human behavior a lot. And we go, okay, how do people interact with the marketing piece? How do people, when they land on a website, interact? What are they clicking? Why are they clicking things? Are they scrolling down the page and reading certain words on the page that they're clicking a lot? And there's no link there. And like, oh, if they're clicking that a lot, they must be interested in learning that thing. So then we would bring it up higher in the page, and we would then really shape and mold these websites to be the best possible version that would speak to that seller, speak to that buyer the most, to guide them toward a conversion, towards becoming a lead for us from our clients. And this right here is a picture of what's called a heat map. And a heat map basically is a software that we put over the top of a website. And this gets kind of geeky and sciencey here for a second, all right? But it proves a point that we use heat mapping technology to track how people engage in a website. And over the years, based on heat mapping technology and based on what's called split testing, where you just serve up one version of a page versus another, could be like a button color. And I'm going to show some examples of this here in a bit that literally in some cases doubled leads for some clients we did these tests on. You can do the same thing. But we do lots of split tests. We went over years. You end up having dozens or hundreds of little tweaks that end up performing, making your website perform so much better. So we tried exit pops, squeeze pages, blog posts. I became obsessed, and we've baked that obsession into the Carrot culture as well. And then I started getting approached by other investors whose sites were underperforming. This is probably around the 2010, 11, 12 range when I started to drive leads for other real estate investors. And we started to apply the same thing. It's going, okay, this is working for me, and this is working for some of my clients. Can this work the same for these people in this market? Okay. And what we were doing at that time, though, is we were doing it the hard way. Okay, so over all those years, whenever I launched a website, First of all, I had to come up with the strategy, or you had to come up with the strategy if you're launching your own. What is the best strategy for this business? I saw some people in here popping questions through the questions panel that were saying, hey, I'm in multiple markets. I'm in a really competitive big market. I'm in a smaller market. I'm just getting going. I'm really experienced. There's a different online strategy with every single one of those scenarios. If you try to emulate someone who's a big experienced investor, that's a multiple market investor, and you're a single market investor, and your website strategy is the same as theirs, you're going to fail. You're going to have a tough time. So the first thing you've got to do with your website to have a high performing website and consistent, predictable leads is you've got to come up with the right strategy. And that takes time, that takes energy. You pay someone to help you do it. Then I had to hire a web guy. So Chris, my CTO of Carrot, was my web guy at the time. I'd pay him $1,500, $3K to launch a really high performing WordPress website. And that took time because Chris is really good at it. He's not a cheap guy, and you don't want to hire people off of Fiverr. I was looking on a Facebook thread the other day, actually a Bigger Pockets thread the other day. And oh my gosh, like this makes me almost like cry on the inside seeing the bad advice that I see people give in those threads and forums. If someone said, hey, I'm looking to launch a website, what should I do? And ensuing through that was so many people saying, go to Fiverr, go to Upwork, go to Odesk. It's great. Set up a free WordPress site, throw on this template, and it's going to work great for you. The problem is, I'm going to show you some things today that are going to so blow those people out of the water that are going and doing that if you just make these additions, these tweaks, these things on your website, you're going to be so far ahead of those people that are going down that wrong path in that Bigger Pockets thread. Okay, but you're going to have to hire a good web guy who actually knows what they're doing with conversion and performance. Those are not cheap. Most web people make things look pretty. They don't make things perform. Okay, then I had to have someone write content or hire someone to do it. That's another $1,000 or $1,500. Then I had to hire an SEO firm or learn it myself. I learned it myself, but to have an SEO optimized website, you've got to hire the SEO firm. Then you buy the WordPress plugins for the forms and for this and for that. A lot of them are free, but many of them are paid. A lot of the ones we use are paid. Then you had to get web hosting. And you don't want to get the cheap web hosting, because the cheap web hosting, like was talked about in that Bigger Pockets thread I read yesterday, someone said, go get this, set up this thing on WordPress and throw this template on there, and then go get the $3 web hosting from HostGator. I'm sitting there going, oh, don't do that, because that's going to literally lose that person tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars and lost potential revenue because they're choosing the wrong tools to run their business. Okay. What happens with cheap web hosting, it's called shared web hosting. That's your $3, $6, $10, $15 a month hosting, is you're sharing this one instance of a server with a bunch of other websites. Your page is going to load slower. It's going to have less reliability and uptime. There's going to be so many things that give you a disadvantage when you're on your shared web host. If you're going to go out there and build a WordPress site, that needs to be on a virtual private server or above, and you're going to be paying $30 to $50 a month for a VPS. And I would not ever run a website on anything less than a VPS if it was a website that was trying to make money for me. You lose one deal from underperformance on that server or slow loading on your cell phone that costs you what, 10K, 20K? All right, so go with really good web hosting. You have other software, fix hacker exploits. Really you're gonna be $5K to $16,000 to do it right. And we did this many, many times over and over and over again. Okay, and hundreds of hours too. But once I found out what actually worked, it was an easy fix for us and others too. And what we did, something amazing started to happen. We started to get leads really predictably. Not just generating leads, but they were happening, overnight. They were happening in the morning. They were happening really consistently and predictably. And like we're going to show here in a bit, these types of leads are really hot. They work really, really well. You're going to get a higher profit per deal with web leads done the way we're going to show you than most other types of marketing. And we're finding people are closing 1 in 15 on average for real estate investors. Real estate agents, yours really differs because there's a lot longer lead time from the time you get a lead until the time they list or buy a house with you. But these oftentimes turn to deals within 1 to 3 weeks from those, and really makes sense, because if you're someone who is in a financial hardship and you have to sell your property quickly, what do you do? What do you do? Do you list it with the MLS? Do you wait for a postcard to magically land on your doorstep? Do you hunt down bandit signs like this in town? It's like, what if you're retail? Like, what if you're looking to buy or sell retail? Imagine if you need to sell or buy, but you see 500 real estate agents in your area. You see all these bench seats with real estate agent faces posted on them, and you see all these everything else out there. Same thing. Are you just going to list it on a flat fee? Or are you going to find one of those agents? You're going to hunt down a wait for an agent postcard? Are you going to hunt down bench signs all over town? Like, what do those prospects do? The first thing they do is they go to Google. That's what they do. That's what we do. That's what you do. When you have a big problem, you're looking for a financial planner, you're looking for this, you're looking for that, you take out your cell phone usually, and you go to Google and you start to search something. Your sellers, your buyers are the same. They might be searching phrases like sell my house fast, Roseburg, Oregon. Get cash for my house, Philadelphia. Sell my house this week in Orlando. Best real estate agents, Toluca, if that's a city. ABC Properties Review. So they got your postcard. They're going to Google what's on that postcard, and they're going to look for reviews. So they're using the web as their first line of defense, their first line of research when they immediately recognize they have this problem. So the end result is you get the most highly motivated sellers and buyers finding you to help them and not the other way around. And that's a massive, massive, massive point of position for you as the investor or agent, is when someone seeks you out, you're the expert now. And I'm going to show you guys how to actually position yourself as the expert. But when someone seeks you out online, you are the expert. They found you, they engaged with you, and you're in the driver's seat. You tend to have a higher close ratio. You tend to have a higher quality lead, and you tend to have a higher profit per deal. Okay, so eventually we really created Carrot to simplify this process. And like I said before, we have over 4,000 real estate investors and agents generating over 40,000 leads a month. That doesn't include the phone call leads. You can double that number to include the phone call leads. Now we have more 6- and 7-figure investors than any other online investing platform using Carrot, and some of the top agents in the country as well. So over those years of trial and error, of spending way too much money building out the wrong things, the wrong tech stack, the wrong strategy, testing it, we found the things that worked. We eventually just said, okay, as other investors were coming to us wanting this, we said no longer are we just going to set up like a simple WordPress site anymore. We're just going to build out the thing with all this stuff baked in here to make it easier for you. And we're going to tell you exactly what we've built out, but also exactly what you can do on your end if you're not a Carrot customer. So in this presentation, we're going to reverse engineer how it works. You don't need Carrot, like I said, okay? We're giving you all the systems. Carrot just simplifies it for you. The end goal is you can finally create a consistent, predictable momentum building lead flow. Who on this call wants more consistency? Who on this call wants more predictability from your lead flow? And who on this call wants momentum? Yeah, if you are looking out 12 months, like close your eyes and picture yourself in 12 months. In 12 months, do you want momentum? Do you want momentum going for you? Do you want finally that predictability, consistency? What's that look like in your business? What's that look like in your life when you have that? How does that feel like? What does it make you feel like? Can you actually take that vacation? Can you actually take that time off because you now feel free? Like I know for me in my own businesses, when I was the least free, when I was trapped in my own businesses, I look back now, it's because I didn't have consistency, I didn't have predictability, and I didn't have momentum in my lead flow. When you don't have those things, you get stressed out leading into that next month. You go, okay, I've got to go out there and kill new stuff in order to grow my business. But instead of showing the process I'm going to show you today, you can pretty predictably know within a small range what your leads are going to be like next month once you get this process gaining momentum for you. And that's an amazing, amazing feeling. That right there, y'all, like that's the reason I'm doing this darn call. Okay, I've got enough money in my bank. I don't need an extra customer or two from this call. I do this because I see so many people, so many real estate investors, so many agents that are trapped in their businesses. They don't have freedom. They don't have flexibility. They don't have the impact and the finances they hoped that they would get when they jumped into being a real estate investor or agent or an entrepreneur. And it's because of consistency, predictability, and momentum. And if I can help you solve those things, I know what's on the other end is so much better. And it's like actually the thing that you tried to be, that you strive to be when you're an entrepreneur, to gain consistency, freedom, flexibility, the finances that go with it so you can finally make the impact. That's why I'm on this call. And if I can help save one person from being trapped in a business and from having inconsistent lead flow, that's all the reason I'm on this darn call, okay? So put systems in place to scale it up, right? So we're gonna get that. So I already went over that. If this is something you guys would be interested in, finally gaining that freedom, flexibility, and finances and impact, that's what we're gonna do right now. So here's just the 3-step process. Write this down. It's gonna be fast and furious, all right? So I've got a lot of information to go in through and cram it in here. Derek says, me, please, all exclamation points. Awesome. So here's the 3-step process to your first or next 100 cash buyers and 30 sellers in the next 90 days, okay? The first thing you gotta do that we figured out with that whole 9+ years of journey when we were figuring out what's working, how can we make this consistent, predictable, is we have a high-performing website, okay? We were driving traffic from all different sources, but when when we didn't have a high performing website, the thing didn't work for us. Okay, you could have the most amazing pay-per-click campaign, you could have the most amazing SEO, but when they got to the website, if they didn't convert at a high rate, all that time and effort was for naught. Okay, once we nailed the high performing website thing, which we're going to show you how here in a bit, then we gain the consistency and predictability. You don't have a leaky bucket anymore. Okay, so we're going to show you how to create a site ultra optimized for lead generation. The next thing, once you've got that, you've got to get that website in front of highly motivated sellers or buyers, whatever you're going after quickly. And it doesn't matter if it's house buyers and sellers, land buyers and sellers, note, it doesn't matter. Okay, it's all the same thing. You just apply this strategy toward the type of lead you're looking at getting. But once that website's set up and dialed in, we want to get it in front of people that are highly motivated. Number three, we want to try to build momentum, consistency, and predictability long-term. Because we see a lot of people who will go and they'll get the website set up that's high performing. They'll get leads and traffic coming in today. They might even close some deals, but then they don't execute the things that build momentum. Okay, because there's certain types of marketing that will continue to have leads coming in, but it won't build momentum. So when you look out in 12 months, that whole picture that you pictured in your mind in 12 months of what your business would be like when you finally gain consistency, predictability, and momentum, you can't get that if you don't stack on your traffic sources. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that here in a bit. Okay, so take out your notepad. If you are a Carrot customer, just a disclaimer here, most of this stuff is already baked into your website. There's a few things you definitely need to dive into to make it even better. Okay, this call goes over some of them. The rest of the resources that you have are inside of your Carrot membership or on our weekly coaching calls. All right, if you're a Carrot member, like I said, most of this is already baked into what you got. But go into your membership area to really learn how to tweak stuff and make it even better. Add your personalization, things like that. If you're not a Carrot customer, take these notes and model this. Okay. The biggest mistake that most investors and agents make is they go overboard in creating a professionally designed site based on what they think looks good, not what prospects respond to. Now, here's a quick little lesson for you. We have a client, Jason Bible. Jason Bible is probably the largest home buyer in all of Houston, Texas. And Jason Bible has the budget to do whatever he wants to do, right? He can go hire a web developer. He can work with Carrot. He can work with someone else. I don't care what he has the budget to do whatever he wants to do. And what he did was he paid a web developer about $10,000 to $15,000 to develop a really pretty, amazingly professionally designed website. Anyone would have looked at that website and said, that thing is going to convert insanely well. And I could probably even bring it up and show you guys in this call if you guys wanted to see it. Because you guys would all look at it and go, that's going to definitely convert better than what Trevor's about to show me. Okay, what he did was he ran $40,000 a month in pay-per-click traffic, maybe $50K a month, which is right around there, and PPC traffic between a Carrot site that was tweaked and dialed in with his credibility and his branding, his $15,000 custom site that looks amazing and it's pretty and looks different, and then a competitor of ours website. After $50K a month of pay-per-click traffic over 4 months, all of his traffic goes to his Carrot site that is modeled after the ones you're going to see here in a second. So don't make that same mistake of going overboard and trying to create something professional and trying to make it look pretty to your eyes. It needs to convert well in your prospect's eyes. Do not shoot for prettiness, shoot for performance. Okay, but that's what happens is those sites then fail to generate leads or rank in Google, or maybe they generate leads and it's tricking you into thinking that it's working when in actuality you have a leaky bucket. Just because a website gets leads does not mean that it's high performing. The only thing that matters is performance on a website. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't matter anything as long as those elements are geared to perform, not just to look pretty. Okay, like Tony Robbins says, I love this quote. If you want to achieve success, all you need to do is find a way to model those who have already succeeded. So we're going to show you some things to model. Okay, the easiest way to do more deals is increase your website's conversion rate with small but powerful tweaks, especially if you're already doing marketing. If you're already doing direct mail or cold calling or pay-per-click or SEO or any of those things, one of the simplest ways you can increase the deals you do is to increase the conversion rate on your website. I'm going to show a story here in a bit from Stuart, one of the largest home buyers, if not the largest home buyer in Oklahoma, where all he switched was his website and his deals and profits have almost doubled. Okay, we're going to show that here in a second. But we've ran thousands of split tests over the past 4+ years and hundreds of tiny tweaks, hundreds of giant tweaks that made a big deal, thousands of variations combining all those tweaks. And we've kind of found the perfect design elements that you can really put into your own website. So don't reinvent the wheel here, just model us. Don't copy us. Don't copy the words, don't copy the design, model the elements so you can truly understand why these work. So this is what I want to call the perfect real estate investing website, okay? There's a few reasons for that, and I'm going to break it down here in a bit in this presentation. And you can see some elements here that's very clear. You know, very clear, clean branding, localized images, very clear copy, very clear call to action area. It looks great on mobile. I'm going to break down what made these work, what tests we ran with some of the stuff, and why it works so you can deploy it in your own website. So let's deconstruct that perfect real estate investing site. Now, this picture that I have right here, this picture that I have up here, right here for the screen, a lot of people are going to say, well, that looks completely different than this website. Well, the elements do look different on first glance, but the thing is, I'm going to show you the elements that you need to include in your website. You can make them look differently. You just need to include these these elements on your website, because these things have shown increased performance. So one of the big mistakes that we found when we were working with clients at the beginning, and still now, like when we take on a big investor client or a brand new person, or we see those threads in Bigger Pockets, or we see those threads in Facebook, I look at someone's website, the one primary biggest issue that I see is people have the calls to action spread too thin, and they don't make it very clear. Okay, so we say one call to action. The more choices you give people, the more distracted they become. When you're looking at this page right here, it's insanely clear what I need to do next. There's just one call to action. Okay, if you have a free report for how to sell your home fast or something like that, and it's on the top of your website, if there's some of our competitors that their lead call to action for motivated sellers is a free report or an ebook, we tested that. That's the fastest way to lose leads in your website. Your one clear call to action should be this. It should be, here's why you came to the website. Here's the problem you have. Here's how we can help you. Put in your information to get an offer. Okay, that's your primary call to action if you're looking for motivated house sellers. If you're looking for retail sellers as a real estate agent, it should be, hey, here's the problem you're having. Here's how we can help you. Here's a thing that's going to guide you along to that next step, because it's a longer nurture process with a retail seller. And that next step is probably getting a home valuation. That next step is probably looking at other homes. Like, are there lists of homes that they can look at? Because they're probably going to buy another home before they sell theirs, right? So there's some things I'm going to break down here in a bit. But one clear call to action. The next thing is a very simple opt-in box. The fewer form fields that you have, the better. Okay, a two-step form field is the best. And I'm going to show you an example of that here in a bit so you can model that. Okay, and what I say by the fewer form fields, the better. We did a lot of split testing, and we tested a forms with 7 or 8 options where they put an address and phone and how much they owe in the property, how much they want for the property, and all these types of things. We tested one field, just property address, that leads them into a longer step 2 form to get more information. The highest converting, but also best balance with quality of lead, is 3 form fields: property address first, phone, and then email. Okay, and then a big, huge button. And I'm gonna show you a split test on a button that we did a little bit ago that doubled conversions on some of the tests that we ran. Okay, need to make it localized for your audience. So now this applies even if you're in multiple markets. I saw the guy who's in Texas and the person who's in Tacoma, Washington. You can have a website in multiple markets. We have tons of clients that do that with our strategy. We're not going to dive too much into on this call on what our strategy is for multiple markets, but if you're a Carrot customer, we have all the training on what to do with multiple markets inside of those, and hop on our weekly coaching calls where we break that down for you, okay? But make sure your content on your website is localized to your audience. There's a lot of websites to land on where I can tell they buy houses, but I can't tell where. And me as a seller or a buyer, I want to know where you work. So make sure you have localized images, localized copy, simple, honest branding. Okay, that one I showed you a little bit ago in Texas or in Arizona was very simple, very honest, very clean. Okay, make sure it's not red and like, I saw this one website, it was a Carrot site, and I was like going, oh man, I hate to say this, dude, but your branding honestly looks like devil horns. Like the way that it was all red and had these horns coming out, and he didn't mean for it to be that way, but that was the first impression that I had. And that's not a very honest, it's not a very honest and trustworthy first impression for a prospect. So simple, honest branding. I'll show you some examples of that here in a bit. All right, next is mobile responsive. It has to be amazingly performing on mobile. And I'll show you actually a greater tool that you can put in your own website into to see what it looks like on mobile and see if it is going to perform well on mobile. And every tiny piece exists for a reason. Now, those are just a handful of the hundreds of things we've baked into the perfect real estate website, into our Carrot websites over the years. And I'm going to show you some more, okay? But they exist for a reason based off of thousands of tests. Here's one example. This is actually a Carrot website, or this is a Carrot client with his non-Carrot website, okay? With his non-Carrot website. He reached out to us and said, I've already got this one ranking really well in the Florida market, but how do I make it convert better? And we said, well, you can move it all over to Carrot, or let us run a split test for you. And what we did is we took some of the things that we were already doing with the Carrot platform. We said, let's just test this over here. We already know this works. Let's test it on his site and just re-corroborate it. And this is over almost 900 visitors, all motivated house sellers. So there was a good sample size. It wasn't just a couple dozen. It was over 900, almost 900 motivated house sellers that landed on his webpage. His original page only converted at 1.54%. Now, in a market like Miami, that's not terrible, honestly, because in a market like Miami or LA or some other ones, you're going to see a lower conversion rate. There's a lot more competition, a lot more options for your sellers and buyers. It's normal, okay? But what we did was, using the knowledge we have, a lot of people would never predict that we could just change 5 words in the page and it would more than double the amount of leads they got through the page. Okay, y'all? We changed 5 words on the page based off of knowledge we have from all the years of testing, and it more than doubled it. We changed his form from saying submit to saying get my fair cash offer. Now, we didn't just come up with that out of thin air. That get my fair cash offer, those words came from many tests over many websites, many iterations of the words in there. And that is our current version of what we have found performs the best for motivated house sellers. We tried get my fast cash offer. We tried get my fair cash offer. We tried get my offer today, get my instant offer. What we found that people resonated the most with is they wanted a fair offer. They wanted a fair offer. Fair was more important to them than fast. Fair was more important to them than instant. So that word outperforms. So who on here wants to make one tweak in your webpage that could literally double your results? That happened here on a non-Carrot website where we integrated some of the things that we know. So make sure that your opt-in buttons have a benefit-oriented statement on there. What is it that they're going to get when they submit that page? If it's a motivated house seller, it's this. If it's a cash buyer, I'm going to show you an example of that here in a bit. Okay. And one thing that I want people to really latch into is something that I pioneered, this phrase called phantom expenses. And we were working with so many clients over the years, and we kept on running into people that were either choosing to make the decision to come over to Carrot, or honestly choosing to not make the decision to change these things because they didn't know what they were losing. Now, let me add up the math and show you where you might be having phantom expenses in your business right now. And we all have phantom expenses. Okay, it doesn't matter. We've even got them with Carrot, and we're continually trying to plug them because we know when we plug those leaky buckets, it gives us leverage, gives us more consistency, more predictability in our lead flow, and makes it a lot better of a business to run. But let's say you get 2 extra leads per month from small tweaks in your website. Some of those ones I mentioned there. Okay, that's only 24 extra leads per year. A lot of people look at it and go, well, I've got my $10 a month thing over here. I'm going to save $100 a month, and it's cool. Like a couple percentage points is fine, not a big deal, right? But that's 24 leads per year. Now let's go back to that assumption we used earlier of 1 in 15 leads closing to a deal on an average close ratio we see from our clients. Okay, that's almost 2 deals. It's 1 deal for sure, almost 2 deals. And let's just say it's $10,000 profit. Many of you guys are profiting way higher. I just talked to a gentleman, Jim. His average profit per deal is about 20 to 25K in the Buffalo, New York market. Okay, so we're going to use this conservative number. But you may right now, if you're losing 2 deals a month, that's 20, or two leads a month, that's 24 leads a year, a normal close ratio of 1 in 15, you're losing $10,000 to $20,000 a year right now because your website's underperforming. A few tiny tweaks could change that. Okay, if you're generating a lot more traffic right now, like Tom Caffarello, who I'm going to share here in a bit, he was losing hundreds and hundreds of thousands of. Let me just play this quick video for you.
So for everyone who's on right now, just to give you guys, full disclosure, I'm a client of Trevor's. I really, really believe in this product, and I want to just really quickly tell you, Trevor, my story before I ended up signing on with your company.
Cool.
So I'm a real estate investor. I've been doing this for 10 years. I do a ton of volume. I spend a lot of money on online marketing, and I had a really, really, really pretty site. Site looked awesome. Everyone who went to it said how great it looked. It had all of my flip properties that I've done on it. I spent a bunch of money on it, but I kept hearing about you. And people kept saying, oh, should I get a Carrot? Because I also coach and work with investors in other parts of the country. Yeah. And they would say to me, should I get a Carrot site? And I say, man, why? Just copy my site. I'll have my web guy for $50, copy my site. And then I kept getting this feedback, like I bought his site and now I'm getting more leads.
Yep.
And so to be 100% truthful with you, I would look at your site and I'd say, doesn't look pretty. And I would literally say, this is just a template. There's nothing special about it. And then again, I just kept getting the feedback that your site worked, like meaning it was converting more people. I'm gonna split test this, and I'm gonna send half my traffic to my site and half my traffic to your site, and literally more than double conversion.
The reason I wanted to show that was a couple things, because once again, Tom Caffarella is the #1 home buyer in his market. Also has a big brokerage. He had all the budget in the world to hire custom web developers to do this stuff. And when he did, he got a way worse result. Okay. And if we were to show, and he drives a lot of his traffic from Facebook actually. And if we were to show you the amount of leads he gets on a given week, it's somewhere between 70 and 110 leads a week right now, online leads. Add those numbers up. How many deals was he losing every single month when he was losing probably 40 to 50 leads a week? That's about 100 to 200 leads a month. If he's closing 1 in 20, let's say, he's losing 4 to 5 deals a month because of underperformance. We're going to show you guys on the next slides exactly what you need to do. And this works for pretty much everything. Your retail, on the agent side, house buying, house selling, notes, land, credibility building. We have some private lenders that are using the same model. Lease options, tenants, hard money. Just want to preface it with, it doesn't matter what type of real estate you're doing, because this is just psychology. This is human psychology baked into this framework. So the first thing I want to show you is this. Okay, house buying website. You're going to see the big clear call to action area on the homepage on the left. Okay, you're going to see the massive button. What does your eye immediately go to when you look at this page? And we'll pop through the questions panel. What part of that page does your eye immediately go to when you look at the home page, which is the picture on the left side of the screen? Let me know where your guys' eye is immediately drawn to. Where we found in our heat map testing, in our split testing, is your eye is immediately drawn to contrast. Your eye is immediately drawn to things that contrast. Like I call it the 5-second grunt test. When you land on a page, you have under 5 seconds to get the person's attention and guide their eyes exactly where you want them to go. And we found that when we add contrast with a huge, huge, huge button on that form, and we add a contrasting color, in this case, orange, that your eye is drawn there better and you end up converting more visitors into leads. It's just science, okay? So the first thing, you have clean, clear branding section upper left, clean, clear navigation. I'm going to talk about the navigation here in a bit. And then you immediately go into telling them, hey, here's a problem you have. I can solve that problem. Here's some ways I can solve it. And then the next step is this. Just go over here and get your offer. And it's no hassle, and you'll get your fair cash offer. We make it really simple for them. Start with the address. The address is specifically there first for a reason. You want to start with information that's easy for them to put in, that's low resistance. If you start with phone or email, that's a high resistance ask. You don't ever want to start with a phone number on there. You want to always start with something. What's the quickest, simplest thing they can put in with that's no resistance, no risk for them? They can put their address in. Psychology is called commitment and consistency. Once you can get someone to start a form and do a second field, they're more likely to then finish the form, okay? So that's why we start with address. It's easy for someone to put in. And then they cascade down to phone, they cascade to email, and a big, huge, fat button there that spans the whole width of your cell phone, especially on phone devices, okay? And then you have copy below that, because the majority of your visitors are not gonna opt in on your website at the top. They're not, they need more information. And that's where then you craft that navigation bar. And we craft that navigation bar on there. You can see that one says sell your house, how it works, testimonials, FAQ, contact us. Since I took this screenshot, we've even adjusted it even a little bit more based off of testing. We have a page that says compare on there now. And the reason that we adjusted our nav section is even people that try to emulate and copy Carrot, they get it wrong because they don't understand the psychology that goes behind why this works. And so we found, as we were testing things, we were seeing in those heat maps, we were seeing what people were clicking, what they weren't clicking, and all those types of things. We're going, okay, well, what if we actually just organize the navigation bar, that blue bar at the top? What if we organize the content in there in the order that your prospect likely is trying to make the decision? What order do they actually need that information to make a decision? And most people's navigation bars are not structured scientifically in a way to guide someone through to sale. And I think every single person on this call, like, do you want to have a website that more easily guides someone to sale? I think every single person says, yeah, I would love to have a salesperson that works 24/7 for me, that is optimized and performs really, really well. It guides and streamlines the sales process, okay? So the thing that they're landing on this website for is to sell their house. That's the only reason they came here, is because they need to sell their house. Don't ever put a home link up there, nothing. Get rid of the home button. Every single person knows that you can tap back, or you can tap the logo to go back to the home. Okay, so the reason they came to the website is to sell their house. Always make your first navigation item the exact reason they came there. Okay, then next, after they learn that, they go, okay, I understand that, but like, how does the process work? You know, how does the process work? So then you hit them with the how it works page. Then it walks you process. Then they go, okay, so, you know, how does it compare to agents or investors? And that's where we put in a compare page. We don't have it in this screenshot, but our new websites do. So then we have a page that compares agents versus investors, how it is to work with them. And then like, okay, I understand the process. I understand how it compares, but like, are they legit? Should I work with them? That's where your testimonials and your our company page pop up. Okay, they learn about you. They're vetting and verifying you now. And this is where the big leverage comes in, is how do you stand out in all of the competition in your market? We're going to show you how to do that later in this call, but how do you stand out? Part of it is with testimonials and a really good about page. The number 3 most visited page in all of our websites, doesn't mean it matter if it's sellers, buyers, tenants, land, houses, doesn't matter. It's always the about page, because your prospects are as much trying to figure out what your service is as they're trying to figure out, are you the right one for them? Then it goes to FAQ, then contact. And you can see how that cascades down the exact process your sellers are making a decision. They opt in, and now they go to a longer step 2 form that further qualifies. So now let's look at the same process for cash buyers. Okay, so cash buyers, same thing. They landed on the website. There's a clear call to action area, big old fat orange button. There's contrast there. There's a red arrow that directs the eye there. The arrow doesn't have to be red. It just has, it's red in this circumstance. And you don't even have to have an arrow. You just have to direct the eye to the box. That's the whole point, is to direct the eye to the box, okay? And then they came there for properties for sale. They didn't come there to get a free report. They came to see properties. So your first link should be properties for sale. And then after that, in our carrot sites, we guide them through a process to then become a lead, okay? Same process there. You can list your properties, and their next real estate agents, they came to sell their property or buy, then we guide them through that funnel there. It's amazing on mobile. Now look at this screenshot on mobile. You can see here on this particular real estate agent website, it's very, very clear how to take the next step on a cell phone. Okay, everything is shrunk down, but also those buttons are really, really big. Most people navigate their cell phones with their thumb, their right or their left thumb, depending on you know what hand they are. And where's your thumb? Your thumb is at the bottom part of your screen. I'm right-handed, so my thumb is at the bottom right of my screen. So you always want to put your main clear call to action area towards that bottom, especially make it easy for someone to tap on the bottom right side. We've done that in our system. You need to go to your web developer and say, hey, I need these buttons to be huge and fat if you're not a carrot customer. Okay, same thing with rent to own sites. You can see the exact same models deployed here. And I am specifically showing these websites. They look very similar. I'm showing you this because they all start with the same psychology framework. And then from there, you can personalize and customize them. Okay, this one's for land, selling, and buying. Same framework, works insanely great. Same framework for notes. Same framework even for private lenders and hard money lenders. And we'll show you some examples of some of these here in a bit. But how do you implement this with your business? Well, if you're a carrot customer, because I know there's a lot of carrot customers on here, it's already built. All of that's already built into carrot for you. Okay, you don't have to become a conversion expert. You don't have to go through 1,000+ split tests like we did. You can just be a darn real estate investor. Okay, just be a real estate investor, and then build in your credibility, your branding, and update your content on there to wrap it in our high converting framework. Okay, and we're always pushing out new updates. We just launched one new update actually that you can find on our blog, two new updates of new things that are making your website convert better. This one right here, we added a credibility bar feature that we found in our testing increased conversions even more. That's going to give you more leads and deals. And we found a way to help you better differentiate the visuals of your website. Right, these are carrot sites right here. Okay, what happened was these people just went through and customized and personalized the things. Okay, so we added in a more flexible way to dial in the design of your website, which is pretty cool, right? If you're not a carrot customer, you don't have to be. Go find a web developer. Go find a person who's an expert in conversion rate optimization. Most aren't. Okay, your local mom and pop web development shops can probably make something look pretty, but they're not going to make it convert. You're not going to find a conversion expert web developer on Fiverr. You're definitely not going to find them. It'll be hard to find them on Upwork or any of those things. But the thing is, y'all, like people are trying to save $100, $50, $500 here or there, and it could be costing you what, 1 deal, 2 deals, 3 deals a year. Like Tom, it was 4 to 5 deals a month because he didn't focus on performance. So go find a web developer who can do that stuff. Or like I said, if you want to come over to Carrot, I'll give you guys an offer later on. That's an amazing offer. I think you're going to love it. It's going to be really, really cool. But first, we've got to go through step 2 and step 3 to really scale up, get your first leads and scale them up. Okay, so Dan Lane is the #1 home buyer in Tennessee. And they switched over to Carrot probably 2 years ago. And he said, I immediately started to see the leads coming in. Thanks for the follow-up, Trevor. Adrian and I were just chatting. And, I immediately started to see the leads coming in after we switched over after all we switched was our website to Carrot. I know there's been an uptick from our old site. And that's the aim, is all he did is he's focusing on being an investor. And he said, let me just take this asset. I've already got traffic going there. I've already got people going there. Can I change this one thing and get more leads and deals out? He changed the one thing. He's getting more leads and deals out just by changing this one thing. Okay. So after you have your website dialed in, and we have an entire other training that is literally just on website conversion. This whole call can't be just on website conversion, but we've got an entire conversion checklist, an entire training just on website conversion over there, if you're really wanting to dial in your own website. All right. So now step 2, let's start getting your first leads. How do we get our first buyers and sellers coming to your website like literally today? Well, long term, the holy grail of traffic and consistency and predictability and leads is SEO. It's getting ranked really, really well on Google. Who on this call wants to get a really high ranking in Google? Like when someone goes to Google to type up how to sell my house fast in Bakersfield or whatever, do you want to be at the top? Pop through the quick questions panel if you are wanting to do SEO and you're wanting to rank well in Google so you can get in front of those highly motivated sellers and buyers. Let me know through the questions panel. Search engine optimization is really about getting your website ranked at the top of Google. And that's kind of our obsession. It works really well, but it takes work. It takes a lot of time. We're going to come back to SEO in step 3. SEO does take time. It's a process, but it's a repeatable, predictable process that you just have to go through certain steps. And this is exactly what Brian Rockwell did. Okay, this is exactly what Tyler Ford did. This is exactly what Tom Caffarello did and some other ones did. And I'll show you guys that exact framework in step 3, okay? But what do you do in the meantime while you're waiting for your search rankings to rise? Because SEO isn't immediate. SEO takes time. So in the meantime, these are the 3 things I suggest you doing right now, okay? You can be a brand new investor. You can be an experienced investor. It doesn't matter. These 3 things can get you leads coming in within the next 7 days if you execute them. Okay, the first thing, and this applies for anyone who's already doing marketing offline. Okay, who on this call is already doing marketing offline? Let me know through the questions panel if you're doing marketing offline already. Cool. Looks like Chris is. If you're already doing direct mail, cold calling, postcards, any of that stuff, let me know if you're already doing offline marketing. The very first thing you can do to start to plug leaky buckets in your business and pull out more profits and more predictability, Derek's doing it, awesome, is amplify your offline marketing. Kiara's doing offline marketing. So here's some things you can do, okay? Write these things down if you're doing offline marketing. This literally alone can make an extra 10, 20, 30, 40, 50K a year or a month for you, depending on the scale, okay? Realize this. Every single time you put out a postcard or a bandit sign or a direct mail piece, whatever it is, your prospects are taking out their cell phone and they're researching you. Okay, they're researching you. And I've ran across a lot of investors who are big-time investors who are doing tons of direct mail and they don't have a website at all. And they're like, I don't need a website. I don't need a website, right? Because I'm getting a bunch of deals offline. But what happens when we research and your sellers and buyers are researching? Now they're researching any identifiable information on that postcard, on that direct mail piece, in that bandit sign, whatever it is, okay? They're Googling the phone number on there. They're Googling your company name if it's on there. They're going to look up your website if you included it on there. If your name is on there, your first and last name, they're going to type in your name and your location, Trevor Mock, Roseburg, Oregon, to see who is this person. Is this a real company? Are they fly by night? I'm not going to call them up until I see if they're for real. Okay. So one really simple quick tip you can do is if you're doing direct mail in any way, shape, or form, and if you're putting a phone number on there, many people use tracking phone numbers, which is amazing. But what happens when someone Googles that tracking phone number? Okay, if you're using tracking phone numbers and you Google a tracking phone number, odds are it's a bunch of kind of nonsense search results that basically show, hey, is this a scam phone number or not? Right? Is this a scam phone number or not? And that's not going to build credibility for you. That actually is a reduction in credibility in their eyes. So how do you actually use your online presence to amplify and grow your results from your offline? You see what they're seeing when they research you. Go online right after this call and Google the phone number you have or phone numbers you have on your direct mail pieces. If your company name is on there, Google your company name plus reviews or your company name plus location and see what comes up. And then number 2, see if your website performs insanely well on a cell phone. I'm going to show you what that looks like here in a bit. But does it come up fast on a cell phone? Is it easy to navigate? Is it easy to engage in the opt-in form and tap the phone number to make the call? If you're not hitting those buttons, you're definitely losing deals. Definitely losing deals. And going back to that same thing, I want you to always lock this into your brain. Every single lead you lose is a potential deal lost. And every single deal you lose is what, 10, 20, 30,000 bucks. So how many leads and deals are you okay with losing this year because of underperformance? This one thing right here could plug that gap. Okay, so first of all, amplify your online marketing. Some people are putting their website on their direct mail and they say it gives a lift in performance. Some people in some markets don't include it because they said it's a detractor in performance. Usually when they say it's a detractor, it's because they don't have a website that's set up to perform. They don't have a website that has credibility on there. They don't have a website that walks them through the steps to add transparency to your process. Okay, you want to make sure that that website in your marketing pieces add transparency to the process to reduce resistance, add credibility so they know, like, and trust you, and then make it insanely easy and clear what they should do next to work with you. All right, so that's the first thing. Make sure you're using your online website, your online performance to amplify your offline marketing. And here's an example from Carter. Carter Seth from Oklahoma. He is the CEO of 1-800-2-Sell-Homes. He's the largest home buyer in Oklahoma. And now this company's been around for 10 plus years, and they moved it over to Carrot about 3 months ago. And this email he sent me, he said, we couldn't be happier for the site so far. They weren't ranking very well in Google for other phrases. All they were ranking well in Google for, y'all, was their company name, their phone numbers, things like that, that we help make sure that whatever they're doing offline, those are on their website. He said, what we've seen is dramatic increase in web leads. Since switching to Carrot, the leads we were getting are converting to purchases at a much higher level. Things have been moving so fast that we haven't had the opportunity to accurately determine the lead to purchase ratio, but I would estimate it's in the 25 to 35% range, which means the leads we are getting are significantly better than our historical average. Thanks for everything. We are now looking to add expansion because of the success we've had in a short time. They're already launching another concierge level website with us, tackling some other parts. So the reason this is important, y'all, is we weren't doing Google pay-per-click for them. They weren't running PPC. They weren't ranking well in SEO other than their own brand names. They're on the bottom of page 1 for some general phrases. This increase is because of their offline marketing. They're doing a lot of direct mail, a lot of TV, a lot of radio. Just by making this one change and having a website focus on credibility and performance, and I'll bring it up really quick here. Just making that one change. Their other website was insanely pretty. Y'all, like, it was so pretty, but it didn't perform. Now, when someone comes here, it's a very clear call to action. It's a very clear call to action area. There's credibility baked in right there with our new credibility bar. There's good content that educates the person. A lot of people look at this and go, man, I don't want my website to be cluttered. I think that's cluttered, right? Guys, we've tested the slim, non-cluttered websites. The thing is, you are not their market. Your sister who you're asking for feedback on your website is not your market. A motivated seller or a buyer is your market. And what happens is when we're highly motivated, we research, we read, we research, we read, we research, we read until we can find everything that answers our questions. And if you find a website that doesn't answer your questions, what do? You hit the back button, go to a new website. So one thing we hear a lot from people say, man, there's too many words in that. I'm going to go make something that's simpler. You're going to do that and you're going to get worse results. Okay, we've tested it. And the reason for that is because when someone lands here, if they're not ready to engage in this forum, they need content and information to educate them, to build trust and credibility with you. And that's what this is. That's for people that aren't ready to opt in there. We educate them, we build trust and credibility. We add transparency to the process. We tell them how we do it. You know, you drive to our company page. We learn about you as the company. Here's who they are. They're real people. They look like nice people. They're not axe murderers. I can go see who other clients who have worked with them before. I can watch some videos. This right here, y'all, is how you set up a high converting website. All right. So source number 2 is pay-per-click marketing. The very next thing that we do with clients and that we guide them through, Brian Rockwell did this too, and we're guiding through his month-by-month journey here in a second, is then we launch ads in Google pay-per-click or Bing. We launch Google pay-per-click first and then Bing, okay? Facebook is usually like the second or third option. And you can kind of buy your way to #1 in Google for the hottest motivated seller search terms. And you can do that today. And actually, I'm going to show you guys We have a campaign that has made our clients over $1.2 million in profits. Okay, we have a Google AdWords campaign that we take this thing, we literally exported it from our accounts, we import it into the client's accounts if we're running traffic for them. We only run traffic for about a dozen clients at any given time in what we call our innovation lab. And our innovation lab here at Carrot is so we can have our hands in high-end clients' websites, SEO and PPC, so we can learn, we can iterate, we can innovate, and we can crush it. We're the only ones in the industry that have this level of expertise in data, both on the execution side of it, but also on the aggregate data side of it. So we can help you, our whole user base, have it work better. But you can buy your way into Google tonight. Man, like, so we do this, we literally just import that thing into someone's AdWords account, we go through and tweak things, and our clients made over $1.2 million in profits from it. I'm gonna show you guys at the end of this call how you can actually get that campaign for free. And I'm gonna show you guys at the end of this call, okay? But what I would do is I would budget, if you're in a smaller market, just to start, if you're running it yourself and you're kind of nervous, if you have a budget less than $100 a month, you're probably not gonna be able to do anything. If you're in a larger market, like Dallas or Phoenix or any of those markets, you're gonna need a budget of really, I mean, shoot, let me show you this. Even the $700 a month budget probably isn't going to cut it. So I should have included this slide on here, but we have a process that we call the max cost per lead calculation. Okay, the max cost per lead calculation. Has anyone on this call gone through my max cost per lead calculation before? What I'm going to do is this. I'm not going to go over on this call because what I'll do is anyone that wants my max cost per lead calculation video, send through the questions panel right now, and I will send you this, because this literally is going to be the thing that makes or breaks your Google pay-per-click. Okay, you have to go through this calculation, and this is the biggest mistake I see big investors, small investors making with their AdWords accounts, is they don't do this. Okay, so if you want that, let me know and we'll send it through to y'all, and that's going to completely change the game and help you set up your AdWords for success. And then you have to get an AdWords campaign template, of course, that's going to work well for you. And I'll show anyone who's interested. Anyone who's interested who wants a $1.2 million profit campaign, you're going to be able to get opportunity to get it for free later in this call with our offer. All right, shoot, I'll send that to you guys. A bunch of people are wanting that video. Kiera, send it to you right now. And we'll probably do it towards the end of this call so I can get through this call and respect your guys' time, okay? But here it is right here. Please, 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 that's going to change the game for you. But the very next thing we do is pay-per-click marketing. We get that rolling. I'm going to show you the same exact timeline that Brian Rockwell did it, and here's his story. So Brian executed this. He's one of the guys I mentioned before. Okay, he's the guy who did $600,000+ in his first year wholesaling and flipping with Carrot, 100% online. Okay, so he sent me this a while back. He said, first wholesale deals this, or 6 wholesale deals this month, if all goes through, 124K, 4 of them are from pay-per-click, one's organic, one's Facebook retargeting. I've closed the other 5 are under contract and with the buyer, and the last one waiting on a buyer. The Carrot system's still rocking. Now, that was a while ago. What I want to do is this. I want to show you through his journey right now, okay? So Brian, once again, joined November 2016. And this isn't about you joining Carrot. Like, I know I keep on bringing up, hey, he joined, they joined. It's not about you joining Carrot, okay? It's about you implementing the process that I'm teaching on this call that Carrot happens to execute and make simpler, but you don't have to use Carrot. But I'm walking through this because this is his story and how he scaled up from nothing to $600,000 in wholesale fees his first year. Half of that was profit. So November 2016, he joined Carrot, and these were his words. He said, I jumped into real estate after years of being scared and limited by my beliefs. You know, not enough capital. What if I fail? December, closed his first deal. It didn't come from Carrot, though. He was driving for dollars and doing handwritten letters. Like, literally, he was hustling. He was driving around, going back home every night, writing letters by hand and sending them to that dozen, those 2 dozen people he drove by their houses today. And he also tried direct mail, but he didn't really have good numbers on that. And that deal was about 7K. But then he said, you know what, I don't want to have to do that all the time. I want to find something that's more scalable and consistent. So he said January 2017, he went all in with online marketing. He bought our 3 lead per day training, which teaches SEO and pay-per-click and how to outsource it if you don't want to do it yourself. And he said he spent about 3 hours a day working through it, just implemented everything from it. This is a guy who's not very techy, okay? So if you're insanely techy and you got it dialed in, you might be able to do it for less for that first month or so. Okay, but this is what he did. And then he said February, he started Google AdWords, because inside of our 3 lead per day training and inside of our coaching calls, we say you've got to have a short-term traffic strategy and long-term traffic strategy. Short-term, we start with amplifying your offline marketing if you're already doing it. Then we do Google AdWords, and then we do Craigslist. So I'm going to show you that here in a second. That's tip number 3. Okay, so he hired a firm in our marketplace. So he didn't have to go out and search. He just used a firm in our marketplace. They took over his account right around then. Okay, so here we go, March now. He became a believer in online marketing. He did 3 wholesale deals and made $73,000 that first full month and a half of doing pay-per-click, driving to his high converting Carrot website. Now, is this normal? No, it's not normal. But he went through my max cost per lead calculation. He went in with a realistic budget. He didn't say, I'm going to try $1,000 in this and see if it works. He went in and said, okay, I'm willing to trade $5,000 for a $20,000 profit deal. My close ratio on average is 1 in 15 leads into a deal. So he went in going, I know I'm going to at least commit $5,000 in budget to getting that first deal with pay-per-click. Okay, but he said he spent $7,300 to make the $73,000. Who on here would like that return? Who on here would like $10 for every dollar you put into it? Like, raise your hand, nod, pop it through the questions panel, whatever you want to do. Who on here would love $10 for every dollar you put into it? Okay, it's not going to happen every time, but it happened for him, right? For every 15 leads, he got one that turned into a deal for him. Okay, now June, he started Bing pay-per-click. Bing's platform isn't the greatest, he says, and he doesn't trust their data, but he learned a lot from his mistakes early on. He actually took over his pay-per-click, I think 3 or 4 months after that firm launched it for him. Okay, the firm set up his account. They set up all of his ads, his ad groups. They ran it for 2 or 3 months, taught him how to do it. Now he's doing it himself, and he has a consultant that looks at it once a month. But we're going to show you how you can get our $1.2 million profit campaign that other people have had profits from it when we ran their traffic. You're going to be able to get that for free with an offer I've got here in a bit. Then he refined systems. Most of his leads came from pay-per-click for quite some time because SEO is still building up. He's in Dallas, for heaven's sake. He's in a crazy competitive market. But now he's starting to rank well in SEO for a lot of different keywords. If you're to look right now in Google in the Dallas market, he's controlling #1 ranking in Dallas for Sell My House Fast Dallas and some other phrases. And a lot of people have excuses. Brian didn't. A lot of people say, man, there's a lot of other Carrot clients in that market. There's a lot of other investors in that market. They were there years before I was. He came into arguably the most competitive market in the country, for sure the most competitive Carrot market in the country. And he just said, I'm just going to execute exactly what Carrot lays out. And I'm just going to have faith, and I'm going to do it, and I'm never going to waver. And these are his results as of about the first year. Okay, not the first year. This is the first 8 months or so. The first year ended up being $650,000. He spent $43,000 in AdWords, $34,000 in Bing. He was basically taking these dollars and turning them into more dollars. Okay, total spend is $77K. 35 wholesale deals closed up to that point. Profit per deal $13K, cost per deal $2K, total profits minus ads $378,000. That wasn't even through the end of the year. Actually, never mind. That right there was from February, the previous 6 months. So when he wrote this for me in February, that he took the stats from the previous 6 months. For 6 months, he brought in $455,000 in deals in 6 months after he had ramped this up, about a year and a half in. Okay, aftermath. I took a screenshot of his account, his Carrot account. 95 leads in the past 30 days as of the time that I looked at it. Almost 60% of them from mobile devices, 1,400 visitors, 95 leads. He's closing 1 in 15 of those into a deal, averaging $13,000 profit. Okay, so as you're doing that and as you're launching your Google pay-per-click campaign, and we have a free resource on how to do that as well. If you guys want our full entire resource, like we'll show you this report that we did that you guys can actually engage with right here as a PPC-report. Just go to oncarrot.com/PPC report. We have this entire report right here that walks you through how you can go do this, how you can set up your AdWords campaign yourself, how you can run it yourself, all the data, all that stuff. Okay, the keywords, all that stuff. It's probably going to take you 5 to 10 hours going through that and then setting it all up yourself if you're brand new, but it could be worth it. All right, so go there, amazing free report on that, on how to learn pay-per-click. This call in particular isn't diving deep into it. We're going high level. But make sure if you're running traffic that you're tracking where your leads are coming from. Okay, you want to know that if you're running a Bing ad or a Google ad or a Facebook ad or organic SEO, where that lead came from. So you can stop the marketing that's not working, like cut those dead ones, and you can amplify the marketing that is working. And built right inside of Carrot, and I'm gonna show you guys here in a bit, we have our built-in lead source tracking. We just made a big update on it actually this week, and we're making another one here recently to make it even sexier and cool so you have more data on each lead. Source number 3 is Craigslist. Okay, source number 3 is Craigslist. And this is something we suggest every single person test in their market. Now, it's not going to work in every market, but we do suggest every single person test it, especially if you have a low budget. And some people are on here going, well, it doesn't work, right? It works, I swear. Now, does it work in every market? No, it doesn't, but it does work in many markets. They're making it more difficult. They're charging in many markets for things and things like that, but still the underlying principles still work the same. Okay, but if you follow the basic rules, there's a fraction of competition right now in Craigslist because everyone's saying it doesn't work. Everyone's saying it doesn't work. Well, Jesse, one of our clients, hopped on one of our coaching calls. Shoot, this is probably like 3 months ago. And we celebrate people's wins in those coaching calls. And Jesse said, man, I just want to say my first flip came from a Craigslist ad that I learned from your Post to Profits training. That deal netted me $146,000. Same thing, disclaimer. Was that normal? Definitely not normal. But Jesse did it, okay? And it really depends on your market, on your ability to execute the training, the whole thing. But Jesse executed Craigslist literally this year. Okay, this wasn't 2 years ago, this was this year. And he pulled in his first flip, $146,000 profit. Who on here would love to pull $146,000 out of Craigslist? Like, that's amazing. I look at that and it's amazing. And he went through our process. He went through our training, our Post to Profits training, and executed it. And we suggest during those first 30 days, executing a basic ad process where it's a couple ads a day. And we walk through it in this Post to Profits training here in a bit, but it's a couple ads a day. It's ads in a specific way. And you do that consistently for a month. Like, you can't do a little bit here and a little bit there. You got to post every single day, morning and afternoon. And that's what pulled out this deal for him. Okay, so consistency with Craigslist is the key there, because most of your competitors are going to try it for a week or 2 weeks, or they're going to do it every third day or whatever it is. It's just not going to work as well. Okay, so while you're doing all this stuff, while you're amplifying your offline marketing with making sure you have your tracking phone numbers ranked well in Google, put those on your contact page. Say, hey, you might have landed on this page from one of these phone numbers. Okay, if you did, here's what we do. That way you're guiding the conversation online. And then your website's set up to convert really well. And then you go through the max cost per lead calculator training, which is literally like 5 minutes. Once you do that, you're going to have your number there. And the essential number is, how much would you trade in exchange for the profit of those deals in your market? If you're averaging 20K, would you trade 5 for that in marketing expenses? Cool. You need to be ready and willing to spend up to $5,000 to acquire that deal. Then not 1,000, not 500, not 2,500. That's where people make a mistake. The average cost per lead calculator video that I'm going to send through to whoever requests it is going to fill the next gap on it, is what is your max cost per lead, all right? But all the while you're doing that, in the background, you should be doing step number 3. You should be building momentum, predictability, and consistency long-term. So that's how a lot of our clients get buyers and sellers coming in a cluttered market, okay? And this is what a lot of people's businesses look like. And honestly, this is what my business looked like, my publishing company before this. So it's not just real estate, it's all types of businesses. Is I had a boom and bust business model. And I don't know if any of you guys can relate to this at all, but I had a boom and bust business model. What happened was I'd make a good bit of money one month, I'd be riding high, and then my income would shoot down, okay? And then it would shoot up to an amazing month, and something hit that month, but then I'd take a dive. And the thing that I learned about this, y'all, is when you have a boom and bust business model, you can never have the flexibility. You can never have the freedom. You can never have that true freedom, flexibility, and finances that you hope to have. And it's going to be insanely hard for you to make the impact that you want to make with your business in this life. Okay? A boom and bust business model traps you. I'm saying that from experience because I've been there. Okay? A boom and bust business model stresses you the crap out every single month. And the way you get out of a boom and bust business model is implementing these 3 phases in the order I have. Fill the leaky buckets with a high-performing website. You've got to nail that. Don't discount that. That alone could make or break your whole lead generation thing. Tom Caffarella was riding high in the hog, doubled his deals by finally focusing on performance. For him, it meant moving over to Carrot. Okay, but for you, it might mean you diving in, learning this stuff, and investing the next 3, 6, 12, 18 months, 24 months, 36 months, whatever it is, into learning what we've learned so you can bake it in there. Okay, but get rid of the boom and bust business model. The way you get out of that and get to the green line, which is consistency, predictability, momentum, is with high converting website, getting short-term traffic through amplifying your offline marketing, so you're plugging those leaky buckets,
get some sort of paid traffic going, which we teach those things in our 3 lead per day training. If you're an investor carrot customer, let's go grab that. And then next is search engine optimization over the long term. You start to build momentum there. Michael Borger, one of our clients, he's on this call right now. He's doing insanely well in the Hawaii market and starting to get some of those rankings in San Diego, but mainly Hawaii. If you Google anything for motivated house sellers in Oahu, Michael Borger's got that tied down. So he's got consistency, predictability, momentum in the Hawaii market because he worked on this. So the keys to the kingdom of getting momentum is really SEO, search engine optimization, ranking high in Google. It's a science of getting web pages ranked at the top of Google for the search for phrases that your motivated sellers or buyers are typing in, right? It's like they've got this big problem. They're searching desperately for a solution. They're insanely motivated, so much so that they're searching. You can just get in front of them. Okay, over 60% of these leads into our platform are from SEO. It works. Is it competitive? Heck yeah, it is. It's competitive. But why I love SEO so much and why so many of our clients love SEO is for this. Exact same thing that Stuart mentioned before is your lead to customer close ratio is higher than direct mail. It's higher than paid search. It's higher than TV. It's higher than radio. Okay? Your lead to customer close ratio is higher. That means your website is doing a better job of engaging them with content, of educating them, of squashing their limiting beliefs and objections. By the time they call you up or they opt in, they're already halfway pre-sold. They already show so much motivation because they're reaching out to you for help rather than you interrupting them in their day with a postcard or a TV radio ad. Those work, but those are interruption marketing. This is inbound marketing. You're bringing them into you rather than you reaching out to them. And the person is just way more predisposed to work with you. And going back to Carter right here, okay, this is what you end up seeing. The reason these people are closing at a higher ratio than his people that are calling in on the phone from his radio and TV ads is because they themselves took it upon themselves to go online and research his company name, Google search things. They landed on his website. It's dialed in for performance on Carrot. They explored his website. They saw the content that speaks to them and their problem. It's not clutter to them. They don't see it as clutter. They see it as content information. It's their savior. It's demystifying the process is what that is for them. You see this clutter. Your sister Sally, who looks at your website, says that's clutter, too many words. Your prospect says that's exactly what I need because it answers my question. This right here, he's closing 25 to 35% of those into deals now, way higher than those other ones because it's inbound marketing. So how do you get websites number one? I can't go into all of it. That's like a 5-hour training by itself. We have an entire training called our 3 lead per day training. And we also have a ton of other free resources online you guys can check out. But I'm going to run through some high level stuff. So one thing you need to make sure you do on your website is Google looks at how long people interact on your website before clicking back to the search results. Okay, so someone clicks on a search result, they go to your website. Are they looking at that page and just leaving? Or are they looking at that page and engaging and clicking a link and reading and staying there for a while? All of that to Google in Google's eyes equals a better quality web page. Hey, if this person's staying on this website for a long time, therefore the website must be quality. They're going to give you a boost in search ranking. So make sure you have robust content in your website. Make sure your website is easy to navigate so people want to click around. You want people to click around your website. A lot of people talk about squeeze pages versus websites. And squeeze pages, honestly, we've tested squeeze pages. We're going to be testing them again here shortly. But what we find, especially if you're wanting organic rankings, it's going to be insanely hard to rank a squeeze page. People need to be able to click around. Google wants to see people clicking and engaging and staying on the website for a while, and it's really hard to do with a squeeze page. Okay, you want to target keywords that sellers or buyers or whatever you're going after are actually searching for. Okay, sell my house fast. How to sell my house fast. Selling a house in divorce. Here's a really quick hack for you. Go to Google and act like you're a seller in your market. Okay, selling my house. Look at this. This is what people are actually typing in Google today. Selling my house myself, selling my house without a realtor. Cool. If I'm in Philadelphia, I'm going to create a piece of content or a page on my website aimed at that. Without a realtor in, look at this, in Texas, in I don't know how to spell it. In Philadelphia. Okay, so cool. So I'm going to set up a page or a blog post or something, and I'm going to show you guys how to actually do these insanely easy with a feature we have called video posts. I would actually record a 3 to 5 minute video on this. I'd say, hey, this is Trevor, and da 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 da. If you're kind of burnt out by real estate agents, if you're looking to sell a house without a realtor in the Philadelphia area, I'm going to show you one simple way to do it, and 3 quick tips that avoid the hassles of da 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 da. And then you speak for 3 or 5 minutes on your cell phone, upload it to YouTube, and I'm going to show you here in a bit how you can use our video post system to automatically create things like this: buying farmland in Roseburg, Oregon. Look at this right here. The #1 result for buying farmland in Roseburg, Oregon is a site above LandWatch, above Land and Farm, above Zillow, all those. It's a 3-minute, 23-second video that this guy shot on his cell phone in a farmland, and then it's the transcription of exactly what he said in there. Guys, this is all automated inside of the Carrot platform. All he had to do was record the video, go in here, and then click a couple buttons. Our system went out, grabbed the words out of that video, made a blog post for him, all automated. Okay, so if you guys are looking at this going, well, I don't want to go and like write a blog post or a new page in this. Cool. Anyone here can record a 3 to 5 minute video on a topic. But look at this. So selling my house without a realtor in Philadelphia. You need to be here. Okay, you need to be here. You need to be here on these spots. All right. And this one right here happens to be a Carrot customer who's actually executing and doing what we're teaching. Right. So you need to be in those spots. Right. So next, are you on Yelp, Yellow Pages, and others? Those are called citations. So Google loves what they call citations. So get a profile. They're usually free or very low cost. Get a profile on Yelp, get a profile on Yellow Pages, get one on Manta, get one on Better Business Bureau. Those all link back to your website, and they're going to help you with SEO. And also, do you have other robust content relevant to people who are looking to sell their houses? This is where blog posts come in handy. Okay, I'm going to hop over here to this website here, and I don't know if they're using blog posts, but let's go ahead and hop over here to their blog and see if they are. Okay, so look at that. Even recently, y'all, I mean, they're posting blog posts every single week. Okay, now do you think they're writing these blog posts? They're not writing them. Okay, what's happening is our system is writing them. They're using our Content Pro system for that, essentially. Okay, so our system's writing those things, and then they're just scheduling up this content. They go in here and they go, okay, well, what about, I'm going to schedule up a post per week. I'm going to start it on Wednesday. I can go look at these. We spin them for their market. You spin them for their market, and you can add content packs. So I just add those to my website, have them go posted weekly. It all happens automatically. All right. So you can write those yourself. You can do a video post and do that all yourself, or do it through Carrot, or you can automate a lot of that. Okay. So here's some behind the scenes techie stuff that you're going to need to make sure your web developer knows, or if you're a Carrot customer that's already built in. How fast does your web page load? That alone can mean the difference. If you're struggling to compete at the top of a Google listing, your page speed can be one of those factors that's holding you back or helping you get there. Okay. If you're on a shared web host, that $3, $6, $10 a month web hosting, or Wix's web hosting, it's going to be really hard to outpace the web hosting system that we have, or that a really, really good web developer can set you up on. Okay. Does your site have all the code and tags that Google requires? And do your pages contain actual content on your website, not just thin content? And like I said, more important, is your website optimized for mobile? Okay, we have this grader right here. You guys can go to grader.oncarrot.com. And if you're not a Carrot client, if you are a Carrot client, you don't need to put yours in. It's already optimized, but you can put in your domain right here. In our tool is kind of bring up a report, right? So I'm just going to do a fake one here. I'll put in, this is a Carrot customer. He's a big home buyer in the Maryland market. And you put it in here, and it's going to gather some data. It's going to show you what your website looks like on desktop, on a cell phone, on an iPad. And then it's going to give you a couple little kind of grading suggestions. Okay, so go there, grader.oncarrot.com. And I can even test a few of those here today if you guys want to. I can test a few of those today if you guys want to. If it's a non-Carrot website. So if you're a person on this call and you're not a Carrot customer, send through, I'll test the first 2 people. Send through your domain name. Send through your domain name here. If it's a non-Carrot website, and we'll test it, and I'll give you some suggestions on some things that you can do. Okay, so the first 2 people to send through your URL, if it's not a Carrot website, we'll test it on here, and we'll show you guys. All right, cool, for sure. So while I'm waiting for a couple people to put through there, you know, that's really the deal. You know, that's all you need to do. I know it sounds like a lot, but those 3 phases were broken down. That's high converting website, and there's some things you need to do. It's get your first leads coming in, then there's a few steps. I gave you those 3 steps, and then it's build momentum. And while those are the 3 steps at a high level, There are steps that need to be done in between that. We're going to be giving you the opportunity actually to see if you're a Carrot customer, you can already access the training that helps you with this or the services that help you with that. If you're not a Carrot customer, then no big deal. We're going to be able to give you guys an opportunity here in a bit to get the training that walks you through all those in more detail, or you can just launch a darn Carrot site in like 12 seconds. I'll show you that here in a bit. It's going to have all that conversion stuff baked in. You just need to personalize it then. So I'm going to test this website here. And this is one that someone from Provo, Utah sent through, and we'll give it a couple seconds to post through here. I'll see what happens. I'm going to pull it up also here in the browser. Okay. So live at Arrowhead Park. So it looks like it's probably like a mobile home park site. It looks pretty. I like it. It looks really pretty. Really good looking site. Awesome. Really pretty looking site. So this site, I can tell you, is probably decently dialed in. There's definitely some things that need to make it perform better, right? Like the call to action here. What is the call to action? Innovative living at Arrowhead Park, discover your dream lifestyle. So what am I calling? What am I clicking to call? Like, is there something specific that's the next step? Is it applying? Is it looking at, is it looking at available units? Like, what is it? What's the reason that they're coming through here? And I'm wrong in this. This is the opposite of the mobile home park website. So everyone, this looks like amazing. This is amazing. So I would definitely hone in your CTA area here, because this right here is very confusing to me as a visitor. I don't know what I'm clicking to call. Am I clicking to call to see what available lots there are, what available properties there are? Am I looking to see what plans or floor plans there are? Find out when someone lands here what the sexiest thing is they're looking for. If it's a new build, I'm probably going to want to look for, I want to browse available, I probably want to browse available styles of houses. Okay, I want to maybe look at examples of houses there. I don't know what it is, but that call to action is definitely a strong one. This looks great. I love it. We want to hear from you. Share a little bit. Same thing. It's like, what are they contacting you for? So I would tell them exactly like, what is it that is the next step? Okay, is it to see homes? Is it to see example floor plans? What is it is their next step? Because right here, this is kind of intimidating to me. Okay, I'm like, I'm reaching out to them, but I don't know. Like, give them the next step there to get them on the phone. Okay, and that'll help you big time. Let's pull over here. So it looks like on cell phone. So you do have a mobile responsive website, which is cool. Okay, and I can kind of do this. One big thing that I am seeing here though is there's a lot of open space. Now I'm not sure if this actually looks that way on a cell phone. Let me pull it up here. Let me shrink that puppy down. So this right here is something that I would definitely hone in, because that's a lot of valuable space right there. That's tons of valuable space on a cell phone that when I land here, first of all, the call to action, I don't really know what I'm clicking to call or what I'm learning more about. But then there's all this valuable space. What I would do is probably put a testimonial here of someone who has worked with you guys or bought a home on your development. And then that drags them down further and like, hey, see if Arrowhead Park could be your dream location too. Okay. And same thing, learn more, give them something that they can download without having to call you. It could be available lots, it could be floor plans, it could be whatever it is. Okay, that could really help in a big way. All right, sweet. Cool. So I'm gonna finish this up because I want to respect your guys' time, but that's the 3-step process. It doesn't matter if you're driving leads for a development property, for sellers, buyers, house flippers, wholesalers, doesn't matter. You need to set up a high-performing website. That site we showed is very, very pretty, but it's definitely got leaky buckets in a big way. Get immediate traffic to it with Craigslist and PPC. Okay, and then next, we need to scale up consistent, predictable leads with SEO. Okay, we have trainings on these things at a more granular level. We can guide you guys to execute it, but I want you to write down that process. I need to dial in my website for conversion. Then I need to get my first leads coming in the next 2 weeks. And here's the ways to do it. Amplify my offline, pay-per-click, and then Craigslist. And then over the long term, I'm going to gain momentum with content marketing and SEO. Okay, and I give you guys some tips to execute all of this, but this is what we focus on inside of Carrot, is we help you plant those seeds. We help you nurture them, which is the equivalent of your marketing. Okay, your soil is your website. Your crop can only grow as good as your soil is. That's the same thing with your website. Your traffic is only going to be as good converting as your website is. And then nurturing it, that's where your marketing comes in. How are you marketing and really pouring water on that crop? Then it grows. And then only then can you harvest it. And so many people get stuck on they're watering into really, really insanely bad soil that their seeds won't grow in. That's a bad website. Okay? Or You've got an amazing website. You might be a Carrot customer who's on here who's got an amazingly dialed in website, but you haven't taken the steps to actually water it and put fertilizer on it and grow it with your marketing, okay? So make sure you're focusing on it, kind of like that farming analogy. I'm from a farm family and I love, love, love the farming analogy. So I'm gonna demo this for a couple minutes. Is it cool if I give you guys a quick 3-minute tour of Carrot, how it works, and then I'll answer questions. And also, like I said, for anyone who's interested in working with Carrot, I did put together a special offer, and the special offer is going to give you a really amazing discount. It's going to give you access to some of those things I mentioned before. They're going to help you succeed. So hold on for a second if you're looking at possibly joining Carrot. All right. So I'm going to go in here. So let's imagine that you are already logged into your Carrot account. So I'm kind of skipping a couple steps here. Okay. And I'm logged into one of my Carrot customers' accounts. I will delete the site immediately. If Matt, you're watching this, man, I'm going to delete it right after here. Not going to show any individual leads, but let's imagine that you're already logged into your Carrot account and then you're going to launch a website. Okay. So all you have to do is click add site right here. And then it takes you to this area where you can kind of say, okay, I'm looking at wholesaling houses or note investing or land investing based on the type of investing you're looking at doing. Or if you're a real estate agent, we will kind of curate the sites that we suggest that you launch. Okay. I'm going to go to flipping and wholesaling. So then I'm just going to go, okay, you know what? I'm looking for sellers. Okay. Let me go ahead and preview this thing. Okay, go through and we're going to show you the stock format. Like this is what it's going to look like kind of essentially when you get it, but then you can do all kinds of customizations and personalizations to it. Really build in your own branding and credibility. Okay, and then I can just go ahead and name it. So I'm just going to seller sample. Okay, so I'm just going to create the website. So what it's doing is it's baking in all of that, 9+ years of experience that we have, testing, tweaking our tech stack, all of our technical resources, all of our marketing expertise, all of our conversion expertise into the website in about 10 seconds, okay? That's getting it on an insanely blazing fast server that's scalable. You're never gonna have to worry about hackers. You're never gonna have to worry about hosting fees. You're never gonna have to worry about any of that stuff. You're never gonna have to worry about SSL certificates. That's all included and free in Carrot, okay? You're never gonna have to worry about split testing. We do that stuff, all right? So now I can click this and visit my site. So now it lands on my dashboard. And from here, I can go in and update my content. I can do some other things. So I'm just going to go ahead and click dashboard. And I'm going to go over here. And the first thing I'm going to want to do is go to my design. Okay. And you can go through the little wizard there to have it guide you through it. But I'm going to go to design because I want to kind of dial in the design of this at first. And all the designs we have, kind of one of my pet peeves when we started Carrot was a lot of other people would have like 100 design options. You go to Wix or Weebly or Squarespace or GoDaddy or even some of our competitors, and they have a lot of design options. And I felt that's fundamentally flawed because what it's doing is your client then is at their own will choosing what they think looks pretty versus choosing what actually works, what actually performs. And we said, you know what? We're going to do what is actually best for the client. Even though the client thinks that they want something to look pretty, they just want more money in their pocket. They just want better results, right? So we said, we're just going to put in what we know works performance-wise and then let you personalize that framework for you. Okay, so you can go in here and pick one of our high-converting websites. We have one more coming out recently for advanced marketer members here in the next probably 3 weeks. For advanced marketer members, it's coming out. That is also based off of performance. It's going to give you another option. Okay, so let's say we want to look at these. This is the one that the guy in Arizona was using. This is a really popular one. I love this one. So let's say that's the one that you want to be your base. Okay. Next, what you can do is you can click Edit Hero. And you can go through it here and update your photo in there. You can edit the content, or you can even change the form style. So let's say you want to change the form style to inline rather than a stacked form. And I can go look at this now. Okay. I can go look at this puppy now, and you can see it's a different form style now. But I'm just going to go ahead and save and activate this thing right here. And I'm just going to go ahead and refresh this, and you're going to see a different form style in there. It's all like that now. I'm going to go back and change that to the original form style. Okay. So right there, I'm just going to make it a stacked form style because I really, really like that one. Then next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and swap out my images. I'm going to go in here and just get my basic branding in place, right? Like if I have a logo, you can upload your logo. I'm just going to use one of our simple little logos in this logo builder, but we would suggest upload a simple logo, okay? And then go over here and match your colors to that logo. So you just go ahead and click, drag, drop, whatever your colors are. Our system automatically starts to match all the things to that logo. Okay, we're gonna go back. You can change all kinds of things, but I'm just gonna go ahead and save and publish this. And then we're gonna go look at your content next. So as soon as you dial in the basics of your website there, the next thing that you're gonna wanna do is kind of browse around the website, look and see what we have built for you. And this is built, every single bit of this is built with our conversion methodology in mind. What you need to do at this point is personalize it. Okay, go through and go, okay, let me look at this page. And is there anything I can personalize on this content that's for me? And let me go look at our company page. And let me build out a really, really basic, simple bio. Let me put a picture of myself in there and my team and let people know what we do. And it's really simple to do that. You just go up here and click edit page. And then just like using Microsoft Word, you can do that. You can add in videos really simply. And you can add in pictures and do all kinds of things that you want to do. You can just drag and drop pictures right in there. So if I want a picture right there, I just go ahead and click add media. I'm going to drag that puppy, drop it right in there. It's now uploaded into your system. We automatically compress your images down for you so you don't have to. That's another time-saving thing that we do. Okay, and we're going to insert this in there right there. Okay, that was as a gallery. We can insert it in other ways. So I'm going to go through and adjust my content. Next one I'm going to do is if you want to focus on SEO, we have a Carrot SEO tool in here. So you just put the focus keyword you're looking to rank for. So in this case, your company name is what you're wanting to rank for. So let's say it's ABC Properties Reviews or ABC Properties Roseburg or whatever it is. Let's say that's what you're looking to rank for. Okay, then our tool is going to go through and tell you whether it's set up to do that or not. Okay, so we can go to page analysis, and as long as you can look at stoplights, our tool will then tell you, hey, do these things. Even if you're not an SEO expert, come back, do the change, save it, and then you're going to want to get this bubble to a green bubble. Okay, if you ever have any questions on how to do any of this stuff, just go to our help section or hit up our live chat. Okay, we always have live chat right here. You can talk with someone Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock Pacific through 5 o'clock Pacific, and we're going to help you out. Okay, and then we always have our whole help section down here. You can search the thing here, logo. How do I update my logo? You know, right? So you can search that stuff in there. You know, we're going to show you with tutorials how to do all that stuff. All right. So now let's say that you're humming. Okay, you've personalized the thing, you've tweaked it, you've gone through our training. Now you're going, okay, I really want to kind of amplify this a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go in and schedule some blog posts. So you can go through there and use the Content Pro system, like I said, and schedule up some blog posts. So I'm going to go through here and I'm going to do some blog posts on benefiting a direct sale. I want to do them once per week. I want to start them on Tuesdays, and then I'm going to go ahead and click add the content pack. So our system automatically now scheduled those up. They schedule them up on the website for us. Okay, and we can go in there now and edit the post if you want to. You can tweak it. You can add pictures. You can do whatever you want to do with it. All right, but all those posts are dialed in from us for SEO. You can see they're all green. We've moved most of them to green, and it's a green bubble. And we've done that. You can see the URL has your city in it, has all that stuff in it. We've tweaked these articles for your location. If you want to tweak them further, you totally can. Okay. So next thing what we're going to do is let's say that you're now driving traffic. Okay, let's say you're now driving traffic. I'm going to head back to the dashboard of this particular account, and let's go to this one. Okay, let's go to this one right here. I'm just going to pull this up. So this is what you're going to see when you have traffic coming in. You're going to see, we're going to show you the leads, your visitors. We're going to show you traffic trend, when your traffic's coming in. If you have any campaigns that are going on pay-per-click with Facebook or Google, will tell you how they're doing. And then you can head over here and see your stats. There's more robust stats right here. You can look at them over a timeline. You can see which pages are getting the traffic, which pages are getting the leads, where your traffic and leads are coming from, so you can really know what's working, what's not working. So you can stop the things that aren't working and make the things, amplify the things that are working. Okay. And then as the leads come in, what you're gonna do from there is they're gonna show up right here. Okay, and I'm gonna filter them way down here so they're ones that are more out there, because these are real leads, and I don't want anyone kind of looking at them as closely as the new ones. But so these ones are filtered out there, but we're gonna tell you where it came from. It came from Google search, and they filled out 2 forms. We're gonna tell you when it came in. We're gonna tell you what they put in there. You're gonna be able to filter them down with our simple lead manager. Okay, you can move this one from new to follow-up to pending to one to dead. Use our simple lead manager. If you want to use another CRM to integrate with Carrot, cool. We integrate with lots and lots of other CRMs. Podio, InvestorFuse, tons of other tools. Okay. Now, as you're growing your SEO, one of the most important things that you do is you track your rankings. And we have a rankings tracking tool built inside of Carrot. So you can go in here and you can add new keywords. You can say, okay, this is what I'm looking to do right here. Now, they're on the Content Pro system instead of our Advanced Marketer system. So they can only track a certain amount of keywords. But right here, you can see there's a bunch of keywords that they're tracking. You can go through here and go, okay, right here, you can see the path of their ranking. They were ranked position 29 back on June 1st, but they've executed the things we tell them to do over here, and they've engaged in our weekly coaching calls, and they've climbed that ranking. Now they're the #1 position ranking for that search phrase. So our rankings tool not only helps you track your rankings and track the progress of them, but also tells you what you need to do next. Okay, this one's ranked number 30. It's saying, awesome, do these things. Let's get you on page 1. Once you're on page 1, it's going to tell you to do these next things. Okay, once you kick on your paid marketing, so you're in phase 2 that I mentioned before, you want to know which campaigns are actually pulling your leads. Because if you have 4 or 5 different campaigns in Google, and I'm going to show you guys how to get our $1.2 million AdWords campaign for free as a part of a package I'm going to show you here in a second. You want to know which campaign or which ad groups are actually working well. Okay, so you go in here to Carrot and you create a tracking link. And let's say it's campaign 2. Okay, campaign number 2 or whatever. You say, I'm going to drive it to our homepage. Okay, it's going to the homepage, select that page, whatever it is. And then you go, okay, what type of ad is it? It's a pay-per-click ad. And then we go, this one is from Google. You click create campaign link, and our system's then going to give you a special tracking link just like this one that you use that one in your marketing. So our tool will tell you this came from that piece, that campaign link. Okay. There's a lot of other things I don't have time to show you guys. Lots of other things like our training system, our 3 lead per day training, our Craigslist training, all those types of things. But we have all the resources you need, whether you want to do the work yourselves, whether you want to outsource the work in our marketplace, we've got you set up. Okay. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that tour. I already see some questions coming in, but basically we're gonna help you set up a high performing website. Then you go in and personalize it, or we have services that can do it for you. Then you market it. Okay. Use our training, or there's services you can tap in to do it for you. Then you track it, you get your leads, you close your leads. All right, y'all? Sound pretty cool, right? Sweet, cool. So who here thinks Carrot is pretty darn awesome? Like, does Carrot solve a lot of the problems that many of you guys are having right now with getting a high-performing website set up, with having a plan and a way to actually market and track and gain momentum? Well, I hope it does, and there's a bunch of people. Awesome. Violet says, sure. Another person says, yes, it does, an exclamation point. Beautiful. So what I'm going to do is kind of what I mentioned before, is I went through that 3-part framework. We have a lot of other resources I can guide you to. But if you're thinking about Carrot at all, if you're like Stuart, who's like, man, I'm doing a bunch of marketing, I want higher performance and want to get something without having to go out there and recreate the wheel. What if you're successful offline but no online presence? Okay, we can help you there. What if you're online but not consistently generating leads or leads that turn into deals? Even if you're working with another competitor of ours and you're getting leads, I can tell you, just like Jason Bible, the #1 home buyer in Houston, $50,000 a month in pay-per-click traffic between his custom site, his Carrot site, and a lead propeller site. And we're doing a podcast with him here in a bit where he walks through his journey there and why he's sending all of his traffic over to Carrot now. Okay, so even if you're getting leads elsewhere, do you have leaky buckets that are costing you money? Okay, or if you're in the spot where you want to ramp it up, but you don't want to become the SEO or tech or conversion expert, we can help you there. Okay, so I want to make you an offer, and it's going to be insanely fair, and I'm excited to make you this offer because my mission, honestly, is I want to help more of you guys have consistent, predictable, momentum building lead flows so you can finally have that freedom, flexibility, have the finances make the impact that you wanted to make as an entrepreneur. Because I wasn't able to at the start. This helped me get there. And if this can help you guys, awesome. So the Carrot inbound marketing platform for real estate investors and agents is what I want to introduce to you. If you're already an Investor Carrot customer, you already have this. There will be some bonuses actually, though, that if you want to take us up on this offer as well, that you'll be able to get these bonuses too, which would be pretty sweet. So what we're going to offer, what you're going to get when you invest in today's webinar offer is, first of all, you're going to get 6 months of our highest plan for free. Okay, if you're an existing customer or if you're a new person, we're going to set you up with our highest price plan for 6 full months with no payments. Okay, that plan by itself is normally $149 a month. So add those numbers up. I'll help you do the math here in a second. But you'll be able to launch up to 3 websites on there. It can be buyers, sellers. You'll get all of the features that our Advanced Marketer Suite has, and I'll go over them here in a second. Okay. If you look at our pricing page right now, the Advanced Marketer plan is $149 a month. So there's no hocus pocus. There's no wackiness going on. It's $149 a month, and you're going to be able to get 6 free months of that. And then after the 6 months, it's just going to renew it to $149 a month. Okay. If you don't want it anymore, you can let us know, or if you want to downgrade, you can always do that later. But you're going to be able to have access to our highest plan with all the features for 6 full months. And what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to dial in your online strategy. Okay, you'll be able to launch up to 3 high converting websites. Could be buyers, sellers, doesn't matter what it is. If you want to add extra sites, then you can add extra sites to it for just 20 bucks a month. It's cheap. All right, the best SEO and content marketing tool and training in the industry. The proof is in the pudding, y'all. If you Google any motivated house seller phrase in the country, in pretty much every city, you're going to find multiple Carrot sites controlling usually the top of Google in those. And by far, there's no other platform that even comes close to that. Okay, but you're gonna be able to also access stats, manage your leads, and much, much more. And if you want to use a more robust system like a Podio or InvestorFuse or Zoho, we integrate with those as well. All right, so you'll be able to generate leads for sellers, for buyers, for tenants, rent-to-own tenants, seller finance leads, land sellers and buyers, all kinds of stuff. If you're a real estate agent, we have Agent Carrot also. And you'll be able to finally get rid of coders and designers and tech guys and overpriced consultants and SEO tracking software and all those monthly and annual fees that go with all that stuff. Get rid of Google Analytics, or you can bake Google Analytics. You can integrate Google Analytics with our system. Get rid of copywriters, WordPress plugins, hosting. That's all included. SEO sources or SEO courses and experts, split testing software, landing page software, content writers. Get rid of that link tracking software. It's built in. Transcription services for those auto post videos I showed you, lead spreadsheets, lead source tracking. We tell you where the leads came from, outdated strategies. We tell you what's working now because we are the pioneers and leaders in this industry. SSL certificates, that's normally 50 to 100 bucks a year. That's free with Carrot, and it's all automated. Mobile apps, and get rid of as many of those darn phantom expenses that are currently costing you money, okay? So what you'll be able to do with our SEO suite, you're gonna be able to track up to 25 keywords per website, I think it is. We're gonna give you SEO suggestions, even if you're not an SEO expert. Then we have a tool that guides you on how to do that, or your assistant on how to do that. And then, even then, if you have questions, we have weekly coaching calls for strategies that myself or Adrian on my team are doing. A highly optimized website and more, okay? So this SEO suite is the suite that's helping our clients get those results. And then you're getting the content marketing suite. You're gonna be able to automate those blog posts I showed you a bit ago. You're gonna be able to fire those content writers, gain credibility, build trust with your visitors. Now there's content for them to engage in, and save hours and hours doing content per month and hundreds of dollars versus hiring people out to do this content. That alone, y'all, if you leverage that, is well worth the investment in your business here. If you're already a Carrot customer, like a couple of people mentioned, I don't know if that URL will work for you. Go there and it might not. Honestly, this is the first time I've done this call, but go to oncarrot.com/go, or hit me up here in the questions box and say, I'm a current customer and I would like to see about upgrading to this offer. I'll tell you what the offer here is in a bit. So if you're an existing customer, I'm gonna show you guys, even if you're on that plan already, there are some bonuses that may make sense for you to upgrade to this offer, okay? So Tyler Ford says, I was honestly nervous about switching over. I'm a full-time investor. My livelihood was based on the #1 SEO ranking I already had, and I couldn't lose it. But I made the leap after researching a ton and realized that you're the best, that Carrot's the best, and couldn't be happier. I not only retained that #1 ranking, but gained others, plus my conversion rate went up and my leads doubled. The ROI has been amazing. I'm closing another $30,000 profit deal next week. Tyler finally found that consistency and predictability momentum that he didn't have. He was almost going to leave the business January 2017. Dan Walters, I've been investing full-time for years in the Boise market. All my marketing was offline, but I saw it getting harder and harder. I knew I needed to get online, but was skeptical about how well things could work. Others in my market were using Carrot, so I checked them out and jumped in. Fast forward, pretty much all my deals come from Carrot now, and I close 6 to 8 deals a month. Margins are higher, consistency has been key. He is doing the exact plan I mentioned. He runs pay-per-click, SEO over the long term, closed a lot of deals. All right, Martin Bonzire, big guy out of Phoenix. I chose Carrot for performance. FYI, we got a contract today and a lead that came in from SEO. And this one right here is really, really cool. This guy's a land investor. And I think the reason this is a really, really important thing is performance is a massive deal. And oftentimes we don't realize what performance means until you actually see the difference of it when you try something new.
Many ways to skin a cat, but so I guess you're using Investor Carrot, is that right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Cool, and that's worked out pretty well for you.
Yeah. So I was using one of their competitors and not getting very many leads per day, as far as like buyers signing up for an email list. And then I actually was living in Birdsburg, where my wife is from, Oregon, and that's where Trevor lives. And I didn't find him online. I ended up just meeting him in person.
Are you the guy that signed up at the office?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm talking about that.
Yeah, Trevor's awesome. But where was I going with that thought? Then I switched Carrot, and I don't know what it was, if it's like if I was getting just as many people coming to my website, but all I know is that after I switched to Carrot, I'm getting an average of like probably 3 to 5 people signing up for my buyers list per day.
That's awesome, dude. That's really good. So I guess that's, and you're not paying anything for that, right? That's just either finding it organically or going through your ads that you're posting anyway.
Yeah,
that's a great tip. I mean, you know, I guess we don't know if Craigslist is flagging and removing your ads for that or not, but it sounds like it's kind of worth it. I mean, if you can build a buyer's list, I mean, that's a valuable asset to have. And it's, I mean, if you sell properties in 20 hours, I mean, hey, it's probably worth the trouble to do whatever you have to send people there.
And it's really consistent too. Like the 700 people has all been from that since like September or October of last year, just me not doing anything. So
man, that's sweet. So is there, I don't know, is there anything you're willing to share about how your landing page is set up? Is it just like one single page? Is there like a video on it, or are you saying something special that's compelling them to sign up?
Yeah, so it really was all Trevor and Carrot. Like I just did the basic stuff. I honestly don't know all of their, magic that they put into it. I just know it works. I didn't really do a whole lot. I think they do have a template specifically for land investors now. But I think so I have a buying site and a selling site. I think I used a house version, and I had to go through and switch everything to land.
Sure.
That's not something I've really delved into a lot. And I guess that's kind of where I'm relying on Carrot and their expertise to make that work. Yeah.
So the reason I wanted to show that one, y'all, is once again, he was using a different tool, different system. And he just made the switch to focus on performance. He's pulling more deals out. And I want you guys to have the same thing. I want you guys to have the exact same thing. So this is designed for all investors. There's a bunch of questions coming in, by the way. A bunch of questions coming in. A bunch of people who are already Carrot customers who are saying, man, I really want to take advantage of this. What's the offer look like? I'm going to tell you here in a second. People who are newer say, man, I just want to cut that learning curve and not have to do all this stuff myself. Sweet. So if you're a wholesaler, a flipper, a landlord, rent to own, land or note investor, real estate agents, Carrot can really help you. Okay. And what you're going to get is you're going to get 6 months of the advanced marketer plan for free. Okay. If you add those numbers up, 149 times 6, I'm just bringing up this calculator on my screen. So I'm not insanely great with math in my head. 149 times 6, that alone equals $894. So we're waiving payments for 6 full months, which is $894 of payments that we're waiving with this offer. Okay. The Content Pro marketing system. If you were to write 12 articles a month or have someone write 12 articles a month for you, on average, you're probably going to pay $50 to $100 for a decently researched and well-written article. That alone is $1,200 per month in content that you would be paying someone else to write for you to get the same value here. Times that by 12, we put $3,600 value there, but we are actually paying tens of thousands of dollars to get this content written for you guys. Then we spin it in your software, you get to use it. 12 new articles every single month are coming in that you can automate out there. Access to our new inbound marketing suite with the ranking tracker, with the ranking suggestions and other things we're going to be building out. This next 2 quarters, y'all, is going to be a big, big deal for the advanced marketer. Probably like I'm insanely pumped about what we're finally rolling out. There have been some delays, but we're finally rolling out some big stuff for y'all. Weekly live group coaching access. You ever have a question or you want to send your team members in to get coached up how to leverage this stuff? Awesome. Every single Tuesday at 11 o'clock Pacific time, it's either myself or Adrian on my team coaching you through this. Okay. That alone is going to be at least a $200 to $300 a month value times 12. We're talking, $2,000 value conservatively to get that weekly coaching with myself or Adrian, where we can answer any of your questions and show you what's working now and blast you through those roadblocks. One other thing you're going to get is the 3 lead per day training. So I've mentioned the training that goes in with this, the SEO, the pay-per-click. I kind of high level touched on it a little bit ago, but we're going to give you access to our core 3 lead per day training. This training is insanely robust. It's exactly what Brian Rockwell went through. When he said he sat down and treated it like a college course, it was this training that he sat down and treated like a college course. And you can take whatever path you're going on, but then we're going to show you from start to finish. If you're beginner, awesome. If you're advanced, awesome. There's a spot for you to go in. It's the #1 SEO training in the market. And that's why you see so many Carrot sites crushing it. Then we're going to dive into showing you how to do pay-per-click marketing yourself. We're going to show you ads and how to set things up. And we're going to show you some quick traffic hacks with YouTube and how to outsource it if you don't want to do the work yourself. Okay, so you're going to get access to this entire thing, the whole training, access to it for as long as as Carrot exists, which is going to be forever almost. You know, not forever, but we're going nowhere, y'all. We're going nowhere. We're insanely excited about our mission, and you're going to get access to this for just to go execute and share it with your team and have them implement it. And then go to our coaching calls when you have gaps in your knowledge sets. So quick lead generation strategies. And then there's checklists for each and every module. And then there's action plans and videos for each one too. Okay, so we're going to be guiding you through step-by-step how to grow your traffic in that training. You're going to be able to get 6 months free of Advanced Marketer. You're going to be able to get the Content Pro marketing system. That second bullet point should have said something different. That one there, which shouldn't have been there, but Content Pro marketing system, access to any new features we have in the inbound marketing suite, group coaching call, and the 3 lead per day access. Then you're going to get access to our Craigslist Post to Profits training. So there's this guy named Jesse Willoughby. I shared his picture a little bit ago where he said he closed a deal that did $147,000 or $148,000 out of Craigslist. He said he did it through the Craigslist Post to Profits training. We're updating this training as we speak. There's some things that need updated. We're updating them, but you're going to be getting access to the existing and updated version of this course. Okay, the same exact course that Jesse used. So you're going to be able to get access to that as well. Okay, so you can either do it the hard way or the easy way. Now the hard way is, you know, what we've been doing for 8+ years, 9+ years. A lot of people. Okay, you're going to be able to come up with the strategy. Then you got to go out there and hire that web guy for a few K that knows what they're doing with conversion performance. Most don't. Then you got to write the content that converts and engages people. Then you got to have an SEO firm dial stuff. And then you got to buy the plugins to get your forms and this and that. And those oftentimes are an annual fee for WordPress stuff. Then you got to get good web hosting, which that alone is $30 to $50 a month just to get really good web hosting. Buy the other software that helps attach onto it, fix hacker exploits. My dad's website, his WordPress site, got hacked about 2 months ago. We literally moved them over to Carrot. They're not a real estate business. They got massively hacked by some Chinese hackers. And we're like, let's just get you over to Carrot, Dad, because now you're never gonna have to worry about that stuff again. So they're on Carrot, actually. So you can use Carrot for all kinds of things, even in equipment rental business. And they said their leads dramatically increased after they moved over. So you can either shell out the 5K to 16K, like a lot of people do, or you can cut straight to Carrot and save time and save money. So what the offer is going to be is if you go to oncarrot.com/yes, that's oncarrot.com/yes. It's $9.97 today, and this applies for anybody, whether you're an existing Carrot customer or new. And what you're going to get is you're going to get 6 months of waived fees for Advanced Marketer. You're going to get the 3 lead per day training class. You're going to get the access to our content marketing system, our SEO tool suite, our weekly live group coaching calls, our Craigslist course, all those things. This right here, same thing. There's typos there where it shows those are not included. What we did was replace them with the Craigslist course, and we replaced them with some other things. We go to oncarrot.com/yes. Now this offer is going to be available till Sunday at midnight. Okay, Sunday at midnight, this bundle is going to be available. And I mentioned a little bit ago about our $1.2 million pay-per-click campaign that we use ourselves. And whenever we set up AdWords, we set them up with this campaign. We're going to show you guys how every single one of you, if you act fast, the first 20, 25 are going to get that campaign. We go to oncarrot.com/yes. Go here. It's $9.97 today. There will be no payments for 6 months. That basically is waiving $897 worth of payments. We're bonusing in our 3 lead per day training. We're bonusing in the coaching calls. We're bonusing in the Craigslist training, which normally each cost $100 or more to buy those. And then the last bonus is just going to push over the edge for you. Okay. But why Carrot? But first, why Carrot? We are more expensive. Because frankly, we're more expensive than other solutions, but we're built for serious entrepreneurs. Okay. For people that kind of want to dabble in it, or you're okay with losing leads and deals, there are other tools for that. We're more expensive because we invest heavily into testing, tweaking, optimizing, and high-level support. Just ask around on Bigger Pockets on Facebook, y'all. I mean, we're the best. We're pretty darn good. You'll get higher rankings in Google. You'll convert more leads into deals. And here's a question: if I ask you to pay me $1,000, you know, would you do it, knowing that you have the potential of getting 10,000 back? That's exactly what I showed you before that Brian Rockwell was doing. He was putting in $1 and getting $10 back using the methods I taught you before. Okay, if you could put in $1 and get 10 back, would that be an easy decision for you? Now you're going to have to execute some things. Okay, you're going to have to execute some things. But to protect you during that, if you just dive in and go, you know what, I'm just not as serious about my business as I thought it was, you know, or you dive in and go, you know what, man, I just don't have any budget and I don't have any time and I just can't execute this. And I haven't placed that importance in my life yet. We have a 30-day guarantee for you. So after you sign up today, if you don't like it, just let me know within 30 days and we'll get your money back. I want to make sure that people are working with us that are ready to execute, that want to execute, that know and fully believe Carrot works. That's not the variable here, y'all. You know Carrot works. Okay, there's so much data, so many case studies, so many results you can see online to prove that Carrot works. That's not the question. The question is, will you work it? And to protect you, you've got this guarantee. So finally, I have a website that generates leads predictably and consistently and reliably, multiple sources of leads, world-class support, advanced tracking, all that kind of stuff in there. I want you to join the Carrot community. Okay, what's one extra deal closed per year worth to you? 5K, 10K, more? What about 2 or 3? How many leads and deals are you losing right now because of underperformance? How many leads and deals are you losing right now because of underperformance? If you lose just one lead or deal because of underperformance, is that okay? Is that okay? I know for me, just knowing that a lot of investors invest a lot of time and money to get those leads. And if you lose one $10,000 deal because you're trying to cheapen on the website or cheapen on the marketing or trying to like do all the work yourself and reinvent the wheel, I can tell you that the people who have the best results and success and get the most consistency and momentum are the ones that cut the learning curve and do what they do best. Let us do what we do best. Okay, let us do what we do best. You got a couple choices. First option, you can do nothing. That's always an option. I always want people to know that there's always an option. You can do nothing and you can choose to not take this leap of faith, which is 100% risk-free. And just know that if you do nothing now, you've got to do something within the next several weeks to put yourself on a different path in your business. You showed up on this call because you want to change something in your business. You want to change something in your life. You want more consistency. You want more predictability. You want more momentum. Will you get that in a year from now if you do not do this? And that's a question for you to ask. If you're not going to get it here, you've got to get it somewhere else. Okay, so make that decision. Second option, you can jump in risk-free and get started right now. You can launch your first website in the next 10 minutes, engage in it, go through our training, hop on next week's coaching call. We're going to help you out. All right? I'm just going to run through this again. You're going to get access to a lot of stuff, right? You're going to 6 months of the Advanced Marketer, our full access to our 3 lead per day masterclass, our weekly group coaching calls, our Post to Profits training. You're going to get 10% off of any of our in-house marketplace services in our marketplace. If you want help doing some of the stuff, cool. We're also going to give you a bonus of 10% off of all those services. And we're also going to give you the $1.2 million AdWords campaign if you join and join now. Okay, and I'm going to show you what that is right now. Okay, so for the first 20 people, you're going to be able to get access to this right here, the $1.2 million AdWords campaign. I've got it pulled up here. Let me see if I can find it. I've got it in here somewhere. Where's that? Right here. So what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to land on this page right after you join. We're going to send you an email with this. And it's going to give you a video, first of all, to walk you through how to use this spreadsheet, how to use this export. Then it's going to give you this thing to download this spreadsheet. Okay, what this spreadsheet is doing is it's going through and it's going to give you basically everything you need to set up your high-performing Google pay-per-click campaign. Okay, now it's going to have all the ad groups. I know it doesn't look like much there because I'm not showing it all. It's this file that you import into Google. Okay, it's going to show you all of your ad groups. It's going to put in all of the keywords, all the ad copy, everything. All you have to do after this is go through these and follow the instructions. It's going to have you import in your AdWords account, and then you're just going to have to go in and update a couple things. Okay, replace that city where it says Roseburg or whatever with your own city name, and go through and just make sure that your city is in there. Make sure that your URL is inside of there, and then launch the darn campaign. Okay, and then we're going to give you some tips through our 3 lead per day training to help you adjust that campaign, then hop on our coaching calls to really scale it up from there. And what we found is really cool. So that exact campaign, let me read a text message. This text message came from Troy and Jeremy. They're out of Minnesota. And we actually use this exact campaign to run their pay-per-click for them about a month and a half ago. And I'm just reading it right here. So he says, Troy Oh, we're back. We had a little bit of a blip in our internet. You're going to be able to get this campaign for free if you go to oncarrot.com/go if you're one of the first 20. All right, sweet. So I'm going to open up for questions now. I know we had a little bit of a blip in our internet connection. And I know this call ran a little bit long. I dove into some more content pieces in the middle of the call that I wasn't planning on going in. But if you have any questions, let me know right now. Okay, so sweet. Christopher says, your sincerity really came through in your delivery, Trevor. Really appreciate all your time and effort. Let's see. Yeah, so really good question. So Christopher, this is an awesome question, by the way. So says only issue is a guy that's new to Carrot and someone who's been with us for a while gets the same deal or as offer as I do. Someone who's been a Carrot for a while. So basically what happens, man, is number one, just being honest and transparent. No matter what offer we make, there's always people complaining on either side of it, right? So one time we make an offer just for new people and then it wasn't available for existing customers. It's like, oh shoot, we need to make it the same. And then another time we make an offer just for existing people and then people who are joining new like the day before. So let's say they're a customer who joined new the day before, the week before, the month before, they'd want the same offer. So like at what point do you cut that off? So what we said is we're gonna do the same offer for everybody. Everyone gets the same discount. Everyone gets the exact same 6 months free. And if you're a Carrot customer who already, so here's one thing for you, Christopher, if you're a Carrot customer who already has the 3 lead per day training, or you already have the Craigslist training, we'll substitute it with something else, okay? So that way you will actually have an advantage and a bonus, obviously, given the fact that you've been a customer for a while. So we just wanna be fair, y'all, that's all. We just wanna be fair. And I know there's no way to make it 100% fair for everyone. On either side, there's always going to be someone saying, well, what if I got this, right? So we said, let's make it the same for everybody. We want to make sure that if you're an existing Carrot customer, any new offers we ever come up with, you have the advantage to take them the same way and to take them first. And any new customers coming in, you don't have a disadvantage of joining now versus joining, 2 months from now kind of thing, right? Unless price goes up, which price will go up in our advanced marketer plan toward the end of the year, except for people who are locked in. So everyone who's already locked into advanced marketer, your price will stay the same. When we do this big feature set launch around the start of the year, the price will go up to $200 a month, but your price will be locked in at $150. Yep, sweet, awesome question. So this person says it sounds a bit labor intensive. How can I use it with a VA? So that's a great question. So let me share my screen right now. Okay, let me share my screen again. Like I said, we had a little bit of a blip in our internet connection. So I'm gonna bring this back up. But what you do is this. So this guy right here, Martin Bonzire, let me pull it up here. Let's see, Trusted Home Buyer. I think it's Trusted Home Buyer. This guy right here has done pretty much nothing with his Carrot stuff himself, okay? He's ranked #1 in Google for many phrases in the Phoenix market now. After about a year and a half of executing it, he closes a lot of deals. This is his buyer site, his seller site over there crushing it. He has literally taken a VA. He sent the VA through our 3 lead per day training. So right here, through our 3 lead per day training, that VA logs in, the VA goes through this training, then the VA hops on our coaching calls every week, okay? So that's exactly what his VA does. His VA goes through a training, his VA comes on our coaching calls for him. So you can have your VA have access to that for you. At the end of the day, like the main question I want to ask everyone, including the person who asked this in Tempe, is okay, if you want the results, someone has to execute it, okay? And if this wasn't something that required some work, I can guarantee you that it wouldn't be worth doing it, okay? Because everyone and their dog would be doing it because it'd be insanely easy. We've given you the easiest path to getting the best results. Now, the big question you have is, do you have more time than money or more money than time? With Tyler Ford, he has more time. At that time, he had more time than money. So he loves diving in and executing this stuff. Okay, Brian Rockwell dove in and executed the pay-per-click, or he executed the SEO, but the pay-per-click he outsourced. Okay, so you can do all the way from doing all the work yourself. We're going to guide you through the training or the coaching, or you can have a VA do this stuff, or even better, we have our marketplace. Okay, where our marketplace actually is something that you can go into and have a lot of the stuff done for you. You can go in here and have the SEO done for you, and have the PPC done for you, and have the citations built for you. And we can do it. We can build out the city specific landing pages for each market you're in. Okay, you can go in and do all kinds of things, and we can do the things for you. And you're going to get a 10% discount by taking us up on this offer right here. All right, good question, a really good question. Let's see. Yeah, so let me check really quick. Alex on my team. One second. Alex on my team set a. Okay, I got you. Alex on my team sent through a little note, and it looks like someone also mentioned this, that some of those URLs were a little bit confusing, or some of them say go and some of them say yes. So it looks like we made an update, and this is the beauty of live. We made an update, and this is all on me, by the way, not on Alex, because I pushed a couple things the last second, that some of the URLs didn't come through. So the actual URL is /go, okay? So the actual URL is /go. So go to oncarrot.com/go. That's going to take you to the correct page. And if anyone went to the other page, either way, we'll get you handled, but oncarrot.com/go takes you here. And so sorry about the confusion on the /yes. So thanks, Dave. And sorry about that, man. And if you are an existing Carrot customer, reach out to us and support directly, or you can go through and submit the order there. You can go through and submit the $1,000, and then it'll trigger our team and say, hey, this person's already a customer. And then we'll make sure to bump out your billing and get you all the things. But either way, let us know. If you want to submit it through there, you can do that. Or if you want to do it, just hit me up here in this chat, or hit up our team in chat and say, hey, I'm an existing customer. I want to take you guys up on this offer, and then we can process it manually for you. All right? Cool. Yeah, it crashed a little bit, technology. Is there someone who might share their VA who's already trained on Carrot? There's definitely some resources we can share for you. Like in the 3 lead per day training, we share how to find a good VA. But also, like I said, there's a lot of it that you don't want a VA doing your pay-per-click, as an example. Okay, there's certain things that you want a VA doing. There's certain things you don't want a VA doing. Okay, one thing you do not want a VA doing is managing your Google pay-per-click, because that's something that is more specialized, and either you should do it going through our training and using our spreadsheet that you're going to get as a bonus if you're one of the first 20 on this call, or hire someone to do that. Okay, but the SEO side of things, as long as someone just goes through and follows those instructions and hops on our coaching calls, you'll be fine. The VA side of things is something we're working on, plugging that gap, but we don't have people we can send you to right now. But if you get in the fold, we can help you out. All right, for sure. For sure. Okay, cool. Let's see. Yep, I've got you right here, Chris. Chris said, how can I send the questions to Trevor? Okay, cool. So it looks like there might be a few people that went to /upgrade, and that's my fault because there were some slides that still had the old one. I think this page is actually for something different. But either way, if someone goes through and submits on this page, we will make sure to get you set up. Okay, we'll make sure to get you guys set up if someone submits on this page with the offer that we just mentioned. All right. So Chris Martinez, if you did submit through that page, we'll make sure to get you set up with this exact offer. And I'll have the team look at all that stuff. Okay, anyone that submits through the upgrade page, then we'll get you set up. All right. Cool. Dave, what's up, man? Yeah, we'll get you, Dave. Dave says, I ordered on the yes page, so make sure we get it. And we'll get it, man. I apologize about the mistake. That was on my end for not having something done earlier on. And Alex on my team, who's amazing, was just trying to help a guy out, and I messed him up. And that's my bad. So anyone that went through the yes page and purchased, amazing. You'll get the bonuses. We'll make sure you get the right setup, the whole thing, and we'll get you out an email. But the actual URL is /go. And first 20, you're going to get our AdWords campaign, all the bonuses, and your billing bumped out 6 months. So if you are an investor, if you're an active Carrot customer right now, we are going to bump you out 6 months as well. So if you want to add that math up, we're going to upgrade you to the advanced marketer plan and all those features. We're going to stop your billing for 6 months, which means $894 in payments that we're waiving. We're going to give you those trainings, and we're going to give you that pay-per-click campaign, which basically makes, if you're already on Advanced Marketer, it basically makes this offer free for you. You kind of get paid to take this offer versus buying those things yourself away from us. Let's see. Yeah, for sure, man. So Chris says, one more time, instructions on how to sign up for the offer. Just go to oncarrot.com/go. Yep, cool. Says, want to make sure I'm not billed for the next 6 months once signing up for this offer. Sounds like you just covered that. Can we access the training at any time, or is that something that's only given at specific times? So the 3 lead per day training, from the moment that you take this offer, you're going to get access to it. Okay, and you're always going to get access to it. You can look at it at nighttime. You can look at it whenever. We just made a big update to it just several months ago. We're always going to make updates to that course to stay relevant, keep you guys ahead of the curve. Yep, that one you can dive in at any time, for sure. Awesome. Dave, this is a really good question, man. Dave says, I operate in the U.S., in several U.S. markets in different states. I want to market with the same branding to all these markets, but also be local as I have boots on the ground in these markets. So the aim is a major national brand with respect, with local respect, familiarity. It makes sense. How do I achieve that with Carrot? Dude, that's one thing that we do a lot with our Carrot clients. So that's a very normal thing. We're the most experienced in the industry on multiple market investors. What I would suggest you do, Dave, is hop on our coaching call Tuesday next week, so a week from today. Ask that question of me or Adrian, and we'll dial you in. But also, we have tutorials and training on how to do that stuff. But the basic essential of it is this right here. So here's an example right here, right? This company is in multiple markets, multiple states. And the number one thing, you're going to aim your homepage to be about your primary market or make it generic. We can give you specific guidance on the coaching call next week. But then you'll set up what we call a landing page, or you set up location-specific landing pages. And location-specific landing pages are the things that are going to start to rank really well for you. And we'll show you how to do that in here. But here's his for Florida. So you can see it's localized for Florida. And then you can see for each individual market in Florida, there's a Tampa page, a St. Petersburg page, things like that. That's how you really get momentum and leverage when you're a multiple market investor, is you launch what we call location-specific landing pages. Use our tools to do that, and then go through our training or outsource the things to get your ranking popped. And then you can drive your traffic to these local specific landing pages as well. So yeah, we've got all that training in there. Part of it goes over in the 3 lead per day, but then our coaching calls will nail it for you. All right, man. Sweet. Yep, for sure, Kenneth. Awesome, man. Let's see. And like I said, Chris Martinez, if you went through the upgrade page, we'll make sure to check it out and get you on the right path. That's my apologies. And that's all on me, y'all. All on me. Sorry about that. Okay. Is there a step-by-step process for all of this? Seems a bit overwhelming for a non-tech person. Yes, there is, actually. So we have what we call our guide. So if you go to help.oncarrot.com, and we're actually updating this guide as we speak to make it even simpler. But right here, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, we walk you through what you need to do in each one of those phases. And then as you dive into traffic, then the 3 lead per day training walks through in very, very clear detail. So if you want the beginner's path, awesome. You dive in, or you have your assistant dive in, and you can download the checklist right here. Okay. Go through the checklist of it, and then go through the training modules. Okay. So yeah, we can take you all the way from beginner to advanced. Doesn't matter what you are. And we have the resources for it. And same thing, if you ever have problems, hop on our coaching call or hop on a live chat right here. Okay, the live chat, we can always help you out with that stuff, all right? The last thing I want, Antonio, is this. The last thing I want is for people to have goals and to want to go crush it, and to have technical things get in your way. Okay, the reason we exist is to help add humanity to business and help you save time for the precious thing in lives, or for the important things in your life that matter. Okay, and so we have the resources, the tools to help you do those things. No matter your skill set. Now, you are going to have to dig in and do some things, right? You're going to have to either learn to do this yourself, and it's going to take a little bit longer, or have a budget to hire it out. But either way, we got you. All right, really, really good question. And Alex, thanks, man. Thanks for popping me on that slide mistake, dude. And once again, that's on me. Thanks for helping me save it, dude. Darren, awesome question, man. Darren says, I'm an existing customer, would be interested in checking out the upgrade offer. And like I said, the first 20 people who grab this offer are going to get that our AdWords starter campaign. That's not just something that we go out there selling. We have done one-time account setups for a handful of people over the years. And those, sometimes run 1,000 plus just for the one-time account setup with the spreadsheet. It's worth it. Rather than paying a person to manage it for $1,000 or $2,000 a month. But then also, there's so much time and energy that goes into getting the right campaign. And we ran dozens and dozens and dozens of clients' campaigns on this, and we hone it and tweak it every time. So that's a big one. He says, if I already bought the 3 lead per day training, can I get the post to profits training? Yep, you for sure can, man. So we'll give you the post to profits training. If you already have the 3 lead per day and you're an existing Carrot customer, we'll swap it out with another one of equal value. All right. So how does the financial accounting for the $897 work for current members that paid for a full year of a lesser membership? Awesome question. So what we do there, if you're on an annual payment plan for one of our other plans, let's say you're on Content Pro or Core, and let's say you paid your $950 for the year, we will automatically upgrade you to the feature set of Advanced Marketer. So you'll get the Advanced Marketer feature set, okay? You'll pay the $997 today. And then what we'll do is we will bump your next billing back from your existing plan back 6 months. So that billing is gonna get bumped back a full 6 months on the annual. And then if you want it to stay in the Advanced Marketer, that next billing will just be at the Advanced Marketer annual discount, okay? If you want to downgrade back to your currently existing plan, once that 6 months hits, then let us know. We'll downgrade you back to that Content Pro or whatever plan you were, and then your billing will just be that 6 month extension. All right, so you still get the full 6 month extension. You still get the full Advanced Marketer Suite upgrade. Just at that time, you can choose to stay in Advanced Marketer and then have that next annual payment be for the Advanced Marketer price, or you can choose to downgrade back to your old plan and have it be the old annual price. All right, hopefully that explains it, Darren. Steve, what's up, man? Let's see, awesome. So Steve, really good questions. And Steve is an existing customer. And I read all these comments because at the end of the day, y'all, we have 4,000 customers. We have tons of people getting great results, over 40-something thousand opt-in leads a month, tons of deals being done. But it doesn't mean everyone is getting that result. And our aim is like, how do we get everyone who's willing to invest and willing to work and willing to focus on making this work, get that result? And Steve's a good example. Says, thanks, really haven't seen the results that I need to have. I was with Home Investors for 16 years. I did 51 million in volume, 600 plus houses, but I didn't learn anything about marketing. LOL. Lots of stuff to implement. Haven't done as much as I should. Do you have any VAs that are familiar with Carrot that you would trust to actually implement the 3 lead per day, or any suggestions to implementing this? Yes. So Steve, I'm going to leave this in here. I want to connect with you and we'll find out. Let's set up a call for next week or something like that. Okay. And we'll set up a call and we'll figure out what are those next steps for you. Because a VA isn't always the answer. Like I said, I don't want a VA running my pay-per-click. I want someone who knows what they're doing, they're actively doing it, unless the VA runs pay-per-click, if that's what they do. And specifically for real estate investors. There's a lot of people who run pay-per-click, y'all. Like one of my biggest pet peeves. One of my biggest pet peeves is people will set up an AdWords account. They'll take the call from the the actual Google account rep, okay? The Google account rep. Do not take AdWords advice from Google account reps. Please don't. Because what happens is their whole aim is to get you to purchase more ads from them, which means spending more money. Their aim isn't for you to get great results. And we've heard some of the worst advice ever from people taking AdWords advice from from the Google people, because they're not real estate experts, right? They're not real estate experts. So don't take that advice from them, please. All right. Yeah, so let's connect, Steve, for sure. Yep, awesome. Mark says, already on the Advanced Marketer plan, how can I get the AdWords campaign you mentioned? So same thing, Mark, you can grab this offer and we'll charge the $997 today, bump your billing back 6 months. That right there waives $894 in payments. We'll then give you that AdWords template if you're one of the first 20 in this call. We'll also give you the 3 lead per day and the Craigslist course. So you're at a net positive versus just paying your Advanced Marketer payments. Now, there's a caveat. If you're an Advanced Marketer with extra websites, what we waive is we waive your $149 a month. So if you have like 3 extra websites at $20 a month each, and you're paying an extra $60 a month, so you're whatever that is, a $209 a month. We don't waive the $209 for 6 months. We just waive the Advanced Marketer plan price, which is $149. The other part of your plan continues. All right, but yeah, man. So the first 20 get that AdWords template and also those bonuses, and we extend your payment out for 6 months, which makes it a no-brainer for you, for sure. Awesome. One more question, and then I got a jet. Let's see. Okay. Yep. Sweet. Yeah. So Steve said he's already paid through October of this year with the 3 lead per day and Facebook included. Yeah, so no, what it is, Steve. So if you take this offer, it's the $997. We're going to give you the AdWords starter campaign. We're going to give you those trainings, and then we're going to bump your billing back 6 months again from the October. Okay, so basically your new annual payment will be 6 months from October 2018. So it'll be November, December, January, February, March, April. Okay, so it'll be April of 2019 will be when your next payment is, and then you'll get these bonuses. Now, if you're not going to use the AdWords campaign, the $1.2 million AdWords campaign, or the Craigslist course, or the 3D per day training, then you don't need this offer. Okay, if you're not going to use it, then you don't need the offer. All right. But like I said, you do get upgraded to Advanced Marketer, which has more features if that would help you. Yeah. So what would happen is yeah. So you wouldn't be paying, Steve. You wouldn't be paying $150 a month. If you want to stay on the annual, we would just transition you over to the annual price for Advanced Marketer, which I think is $1,400. So you get a 20% discount. So if you want to continue to be on the annual, we would just transition you over to the annual payment of it, which would be $1,400 a year, not $1,800 a year. So you'd get that discount. Yep. So it is more than what you're paying now, but you're on a lower plan. You're on the Content Pro plan right now, which doesn't include all the SEO tools, all the SEO tracking. We have a new design coming out that's exclusively for advanced marketers here in several weeks. We have a bunch more features coming out. This next 2 quarters are amazing that are only advanced marketer features. And yes, he says, I thought I was grandfathered at $950 a year. You are grandfathered at $950 a year for that plan. Okay, for the Content Pro plan. So 100%. If you want to downgrade back down to Content Pro after these 6 months in the Advanced Marketer, then you'll be on that price. So you are grandfathered into Content Pro. This offer is for our higher offer. It's for our higher plans for the Advanced Marketer plan. All right. Yep. Let's chat for sure, man. We'll get it. We'll get it. Sweet. Let me see. So Chris said, how do I know if I was one of the first 20? I'm looking right now, man. There you are. You are for sure, dude. Yep, you're one of the first 20 for sure. We got you. We got you. We got a bunch of upgrades coming in here. Cool. Yeah, you're one of the first 20. I love it. So you got the AdWords campaign, man. So you'll get an email with that. Okay, you'll get access to that today, actually. All right. Okay, cool. Yeah, so Nancy is an existing customer upgrading, and you went through the upgrade page, which once again, that's my mistake. I gave you guys the wrong darn URL, sorry. So what we'll do, Nancy, is we know that you're making the upgrade, and we'll follow up to you, make sure that you're all set up. All right, so we got you, Nancy. Cool. All right, y'all. This is a long webinar. So love and appreciate that. You guys coming on this call, whether you're a Carrot customer or not. And like I said, this offer is really going to help a lot of people, specifically people who are not Carrot customers. They're using something that's far inferior and not working very well for them. And then for Carrot customers, this gives you a little bit of a boost. It gives you access to some more things, the AdWords campaign if you're in the first 20, those new trainings. It'll upgrade you to the Advanced Marketer if you're not in that plan right now. And it will also, it's a no-brainer as far as if you're already an Advanced Marketer, because you'd already paid $894 over the next 6 months anyway, just with your $149 a month. So we're basically waiving those payments, giving you all these bonuses. So you're really only paying like $100 more over those 6 months than you would have anyway. So you're getting for $100 more than you were already paying. If you were already on Advanced Marketer, you're getting that AdWords campaign, you're getting the 3D per day, and you're getting the Post to Profits training. All for $100 more than you would have paid over the next 6 months if you would have just continued to pay $149 a month. So no brainer for those of you that are in that plan. If you're in Content Pro, same thing. If you're wanting to execute the AdWords campaign that we use internally, or if you're wanting to execute from 3D per day or Craigslist that you don't have those courses yet, same thing. It's a no brainer. We got you. All right. I have to get going before my, 1 second, I'm reading the last one from Clint here. Oh, Clint, what's up, man? Yeah, dude, I sent you back a reply. I was big time delayed on that with my crazy travel month, and then Carrot Camp and Andre, who normally managed my email and some other stuff. But I sent you one back a little bit ago, but go check it out. And I'll go check out that thread too to make sure that you got it. But I sent a reply, I think it was a week or two ago. All right, man. Yep. Yeah. Mark says he has the other trainings. The only things actually seems to be the AdWords. So yeah, if you already have the 3 lead per day training and the Craigslist training, we can swap out our light version of our Facebook training. Probably that's probably something we could do possibly. Let me look and see. But what for sure would happen was if you're already on Advanced Marketer, that alone, once again, you'd already be paying $894 for the next 6 months just with your $149 payments. So this AdWords campaign would be just $100 more for you. If you're on a Content Pro plan, it would have been $600 you would have normally paid over the next 6 months. So then you can look at this AdWords campaign as like a $390 purchase essentially. But if this offer isn't for you and you're already a Carrot customer, awesome. Like I just want you guys to succeed. And if this is something that's going to help you get there, sweet. If you've already got what you need, amazing. We love you guys. All right. Cool. All right. I'm going to jet y'all. Have an amazing rest of the night. I'm going to go grab some dinner and take it home to the family after I wrap up some things with you guys on this call, getting you guys the max cost per lead template, everything like that. Go to oncarrot.com/go. This offer will end on Sunday. And the first 20, we're not there yet. We're really close to there. But the first 20 are going to get the AdWords campaign, the $1.2 million AdWords campaign for free with this offer. So I love you guys. I'm so pumped about the rest of this year and about what we've got in store for you guys to help you guys succeed more. And I want your feedback. Send through your feedback through the questions panel. What was great about this webinar? What can I do to do better? And also what gaps are between you, where you are now and you succeeding. We want to fill those gaps for you this year. All right. Have an amazing rest of the day, y'all. See ya.